about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
You're listening to the Wrestlebread podcast.
Cut the shit.
How many red carpets you guys want to walk in your $4,000 ridiculous heels? You will never be able to lace up my Chuck Taylor.
This is your fault. This is your fault.
I didn't get mad when you stole all my moves.
Your daddy's not here anymore.
How was your movie, by the way? I missed it.
Mine went straight to DVD, just like yours.
Careful you don't hurt your neck again going through those ropes.
Put your ones in the air. It is SummerSlam week, ladies and gentlemen. It is the hottest show of the year, okay? I mean, it is literally the hottest show of the year. It's like 90s and 100s all over America right now. But what is going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in. This is episode 197 of the Wrestlebread podcast. If you don't know who I am, my name is JD, the first effing lady. And I can do that now because we got RVD back. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as you see, I am not alone. It is SummerSlam predictions with the Bloodline. As you know, every single time there is a pay-per-view coming up, we got to have the fam on to do some predictions, to, you know, give our opinions and everything. And y'all know how this goes sometimes. We may go on a tangent, okay? We may go completely left. So if you're not exactly a WWE fan, still tune in, okay? Because we may bring up something, some nostalgia or something like that, that will bring you into the conversation. But shout out to my early crew in the chat, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm all the way from the future. Okay, what's up, JD? What is going on? We got Dylan in the house. What's good, everyone? Of course, we have to acknowledge the guy up there who I will introduce in a moment. What's up, fam? Just in time, because he is just in time. What's up, fam? Salute. And then, of course, Miss Jessica. What's up, family? Thank you so much for tuning in. And then we got the Psycho, of course. What is good, your grace, the Wonder Woman of podcasting, and the banger. Love to join by uploading our SummerSlam Spectacular. Have a fun and Team Psycho. And then Streets. I concur, even as a casual fan, these people rock. There you go. So if y'all don't know, then y'all have to know. But be sure to put the ones in the chat, okay? And acknowledge yourselves, okay? Acknowledge yourselves and acknowledge us as well. And like I said, as you see, I am not alone, because when you have to have a pay-per-view like SummerSlam, even though, yes, I do this every single pay-per-view, but when it's SummerSlam, okay, which is in my heart, because that is when I first tuned into wrestling, I was like, I need to bring people on to do some predictions. And as you see, like I said, I am not alone. So let's start off with the lady down to the bottom right-hand side. All right. Miss Courtney, how you doing today? Oh, you still muted. We still can't hear you. Yeah. You may have to look at the audio settings. Sometimes that messes up. That messes me up all the time. There's plenty of times that I start.
Streamlabs versus StreamYard,
Yes.
kind of a world, and we're just living in it.
We are
Sometimes
just
you gotta
living
make your
in it.
adjustments, yeah.
There are a few times where I will start a podcast. You see me just going off, and I am completely muted. What's going on, Faction Cast? Shout out to JD. Thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, Tim King, the GOAT. And while we got Courtney taking a look at the audio issues, let's go to the guy, the banger, okay? Tim King, the one and only, the man who, if you want to know what's going on with AEW and what's going on with CM Punk, that is the guy to talk to.
Right now?
Of course.
Right now?
That is the guy to talk to. What is going on? How are you doing?
First effing lady, thank you for having me back on Wrestlebread. Courtney, get your audio figured out. What's good, girl? Nice to join you, ladies. Glad to be here. Chat is blowing the fuck Oh, so glad to be here. SummerSlam weekend. You know, it's I was excited for it. We'll talk about it. I'm pumped for this weekend of wrestling, though. As you said, the AEW guy. Excited for SummerSlam. I'm excited that I get to watch CM Punk fight Ricky Starks on one TV and watch SummerSlam on the other TV, and basically go from AEW World Title match to Tribal Chief versus Jey Uso in a what do they calling this? A civil war within the bloodline. What's the actual
Tribal
name?
combat.
Tribal combat. There we go. Yeah, I'm excited for that hour-long match that we're gonna get, and we'll talk about that for sure. But I'm pumped to be here with you ladies for sure.
Yes. For all those who like the AEW and the WWE going, you do have to pull off the Shawn Michaels this weekend. Okay, what I mean is you got one eye on Collision, the other eye on SummerSlam. So gotta have the 2 monitor system going up like this is Monday morning at work.
And 3 monitors, monitors, because you better be keeping it right here for the watch along while the bloodline is live. And
exactly. There you go. Nice call out. Okay. Got to have at least 3 monitors up if you like the Collision and AEW as well. If you like, not Collision. If you like AEW and WWE as well. But what is going on, Melissa? Thank you so much for tuning in. And look, oh wow. Look at our little tech person in the background just coming through magically. Look at the magic, guys. Look at the magic. Shout out to the Tribal Chief for coming in the clutch in the background. What is going on? Graydon, Ben Buster, hello all. Thank you so much for tuning in as well. And in Faction Cast, of course. So is Tim a Collision guy?
I love AEW, period. Although Collision is the best show of the week right now, bar none, hands down, flat out, period. The end. When Tribal Chief is on SmackDown, has some competition. No Tribal Chief on SmackDown, it's Collision. Easy.
Yeah. Well, SmackDown and Collision are definitely the 2 of the best shows going on right now. So yeah, fun times ahead. Can't wait to see what's going on. And then just in time, say nothing but bangers and slappers over here as well. And I'll be out because it's my birthday, but I'll check in. Hey, enjoy your birthday.
Hell yes, bro. Happy early birthday to you. We will absolutely be wishing you a happy birthday. I won't be on there. Maybe I'll be on there. Maybe just for a brief moment or two. I'm lucky enough. I'm going up to my buddies again in Detroit. Ironically, he asked, he goes, do you want to go to SummerSlam? And I said, absolutely fucking not. No, I don't want to go to SummerSlam. And he would have got us some great seats. We would have been like on the floor, probably maybe in the 100 level. No, you know what I'm going to be doing on Saturday night? I'm going to be kicking it in the hot tub. He's got outside TVs. We're going to have CM Punk on one TV. We're going to have SummerSlam on the other TV. I'm going to be in the pool, in the hot tub, nice drink in my hand. I'm good on going to SummerSlam. I'm good. I'm going to chill, and I'm going to get my enjoyment. And then, you know what? Like I said, when something crazy maybe happens on SummerSlam, I'm going to jump into the watch along. I'll put my shirt on, I said. I'll throw my shirt on, don't worry. But I'm going to hop up on into this watch along and say a couple things or two and then dip right on out, you know.
Tony Khan better give you some tickets or something that you turning down floor seats for CM Punk and Collision.
Shit, right? Right? Now my boy asked, he's like, you want to go? And I said, no. I said, no. He's like, if The Rock shows up, I'm going to be really upset with you. And I was like,
if something big happens at SummerSlam.
My boy also has the exact same tattoo as me. So he's like a bigger CM Punk fan than me. So like he too wants to stay home. So it's all good.
Okay.
But
it's fine.
You know, I'm in Chicago. I'm in an apartment. I don't have the nice luxuries of an in-ground pool and hot tubs and outdoor TVs.
Yeah.
So I can go up and chill. I'm going to just take it easy and chill.
There you go. That's all you can do. As we got somebody else too. Let's add him on.
Dango!
Oh, okay.
I guess
Courtney.
What
up,
is
guys?
going on, Mr. Dirty Dan, the Dirty Dango? What is going on? How are you?
I'm okay, guys. How are you? I just got home from work. That's why.
It's okay. One more day to the weekend.
I work weekends, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go.
The retail world.
I felt that. Yeah. I remember those days of when people was like, "Oh, at least it's Friday." I'm like, it's another day for me. It's another day.
What's good, Dango? What is good? And yeah, like we were saying, early happy birthday, KPG. And I wanted to give the tribal chief and his lovely wife, Angela, a shout out. Happy 10 years. Throw your ones up for the tribal chief. You'll see him back, I believe, Saturday night, running the watch along.
He should be part of the watch along.
But yeah, hope you're enjoying that 10-year, my friend.
Yes, definitely. As he is in the chat. What's good, family? Happy anniversary to you as well. Kayla says, back at the hotel. Hey, Bloodline family, excited for SummerSlam. Thank you so much,
girl,
as well. Factions cast. I like to request as soon as I check in to sing happy birthday.
Yo, send me a text. It'll be when I hop on there. I'll sing it to you personally, KPG.
Ooh.
You'll get a personal happy birthday from me if you want. All right.
Exclusively on the Patreon.
Hey Tim, you got to go for that IC title.
I'm ready for it, baby. I think Devin, Nick, and I all have different picks. So there will be a decisive winner in our match. So that's very exciting stuff. And it was all like accidental. It wasn't on purpose. So it's cool.
It's always good when they're all different.
Although I still might switch to Finn Balor. So I still might go that route because we'll talk about that.
We will talk about that.
Talk about that.
Faction Cast says he will gladly take your ticket for SummerSlam on your behalf. All you need is someone to pay for the flight. Listen, a lot of us will be willing to take that ticket for SummerSlam.
Come on, Slim Jim, give us a sponsor.
And just time says salute, Dirty Dango. Of course, Universal Wrestling Podcast was good, family. Thank you so much for coming in and tuning in. And then Street says, wait, The Rock is going to show up. Dirt sheet. Yeah. Rumors.
Maybe.
Rumors and things.
I've heard a lot of stuff. I forgot.
Yeah. And then Devin confirmed that he will be back tomorrow. So
good stuff, Tribal Chief.
Yes, we have. So, like I said, we got SummerSlam coming this weekend, the hottest show of the year. Of course, and you see, I am wearing it says the mom, but it's Becky Lynch's shirt in solidarity for the fact that their match got kicked off the show. And thank you, Trish, but still kicked off the show, which
I heard it's time. I heard that was the biggest thing. It's because they wanted to make sure Vince is one of those people that he likes to book more and more matches, smaller time. Triple H is one of those ones. Yes. He'd rather give them more time. Yes, 8 matches. You give them trying to max time as you can.
Yep.
You got to think Roman's going to take at least 25 minutes to get to the ring.
Oh, yeah. Of course. If that match is going to be long, we got the Battle Royale that's here too. Of course, you got Logan Paul and Ricochet, Cody and Brock. It's a lot of matches that's going to take a lot of time. And it's going to be hard because, normally there is a pre-show, but under Triple H, there is no pre-show. So whatever you get is on the main card. They got 8 matches as of right now. Usually this Battle Royal will be on the pre-show, but it is on the main card. Probably going to open, or maybe it'll be the cool-off match for us or something like that, but we will see. But yeah, unfortunately, I would love to have the Trish and Becky feud to end at a pay-per-view. We'll see where it goes from here. It's going to be, I think it's on next week's Raw. I think the match is going to be on
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Okay. So yeah,
it's in Canada. It's in Canada. So it's in Trish's.
Oh, well, there you go.
And that's just majorly disappointing though, because listen, at the end of the day, Trish and Becky are 2 of the best 10 women of all time, period. Like the end, accoladed 4 horsewomen. Trish helped boost women's wrestling to be where it is today. Without Trish Stratus, her sex appeal and what she did in the ring, women would have been set back even further. She boosted it the other way. She helped bring us into the 4 horsewomen generation. So Trish and Becky, and you can argue, I can argue that they're 2 of the top 5 women of all time. Those 2 not being on SummerSlam it's a joke. It's a fucking flat out debauchery. It's insane to me. Looking at this card, that is the second biggest match on paper behind Roman and Jay. Maybe Cody and Brock, but that's the 3rd biggest match on paper, period. And that's not going to be on the show. That gets booted off for a fucking battle royal. Put the battle royal back on the fucking pre-show. All right, make a pre-show. Put the match on the pre-show. I get it. All right, Slim Jim Battle Royal, LA Knight. Yeah, I get that. Okay, I understand the marketing and how much money that's gonna make you. That dude has got you 4 of the top 5 selling T-shirts in your company right now. So you know what the fix is? Fuck that Battle Royal. All right, just fucking put the U.S. title on him, and maybe they're gonna put him with the Battle Royal on him so they can do the marketing, put him in commercials. You know, the business thing, I get that, all right? Then make the show 4.5 hours and put Becky and Trish for 18 minutes and then put Santos Escobar in theory on there for the other 10. And that's it. Kick it to 4.5. Because those 2 women not getting their time to shine on a major pay-per-view. This feud is going because they're in Detroit. Detroit is the nearest closest major city to fucking Canada. They're trying to sell it like Trish is from Canada. It's fucking bullshit. There's a big reason I didn't want to go to. Fuck that. Like the feud might be not that good. I don't care if it's not that good. Give those 2 their damn respect and pay that fucking shit off where it deserves to be paid off. Payback. Now you're going to have a shit ending to their match on Raw. You're going to continue it to Payback, and it's going to end at Payback. Fuck that. Fuck that. Becky Lynch is your biggest star in your women's division. Her not getting a SummerSlam match is a joke. The end. I'm done.
Yeah, and if you are wondering if Triple H is in charge of the booking or not, once again, Austin Theory is not on a pay-per-view defending the U.S. title.
It's tomorrow. But Fox did that a lot with the IC title too. I think Fox has a contract obligation, something to do with they need a title match before a pay-per-view or something. Because if you notice, when Gunther had the IC title, when Gunther was on Fox, Gunther was never on the card.
Yeah, they had him on the card a few times. I have to think when he won the title.
He did defend
it a year,
like against Ricochet, and he defended against Knock, and his only pay-per-view match really was against Sheamus, and then against the Triple Threat at Mania. But I think a lot of that has to do with what Bakley says. And I just don't think they know how to book both titles at the same time.
Maybe if they won a title match before the pay-per-view, you could have easily had the tag team titles done on there as well, because the tag team champions. I mean, granted, KO is hurt, but yeah. But yeah, you could have had. I don't know. You could have had something happen on Fox. And then, the fact that this is the second pay-per-view in a row that Austin Theory isn't defending that title, and it does feel like, now they're doing something as far as creating the fatal 4-ways to get the title shot against him. But it does feel like the attention wasn't put on the U.S. title for a little bit of time, whereas the IC title is getting a lot of love. As well, but we'll see what happens from here. If Santos end up winning the title, maybe they'll do a little bit something, because it does feel like they don't really know what to do with Austin Theory at the point.
First Lady, you brought this up, and it's another team, and I understood. I saw Dirty Dango's face right away. I get it; he's hurt, but he hasn't been hurt. Like, this injury just came a couple of weeks ago. Where the fuck was the story for the tag titles? Where has the story been for the tag titles?
Rumor has it that as I'm the dirt sheet reporter, me and Bakley, the rumor has it Vince scrapped DIY getting back together to setting up DIY versus the tag team titles. Basically giving all wrestling fans what they want is Triple H's Golden Boys versus Triple H's Golden Boys.
Right.
Which we do all want. We've said
Yes.
that from the time that they won the belt, from the time Gargano came back, we all said pipe dream, DIY, KO, and Sammy. That would have been great. But let me ask you guys a question before we go into SummerSlam.
Yeah,
do you
sure.
think having Imperium and the Judgment Day on the same show actually hurts both factions? I know the Judgment Day is getting pushed through the roof. I know Imperium and Gunther looks great. I know Kaiser just beat Riddle. So, like, they both are looking good right now.
Mhm.
But, like, doesn't that, like, having one on each show, wouldn't that have added a little bit of allure to each of them? I don't know. I kind of feel like they take away from each other. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, honestly, yes. I completely agree with you, especially with the Bloodline basically in the final chapters of the faction. Not Roman's chapter, but the final chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it can potentially hurt them. But when they did the draft, they couldn't put anyone else on SmackDown because everyone cares about the Bloodline. Now they're trying to ease that out by having the Judgment Day kind of go over to NXT as well and kind of integrate them into the storylines there too. But I think you could have had both factions on the same show and just have them concentrated in different feuds. I mean, we had Gunther who was, defending the title with against Sheamus, and we had, the oh my gosh, the Brawling Brutes and Imperium, and we had that going on. And we could have easily had, Judgment Day and possibly LWO. No, LWO is on SmackDown. But you could have had, another faction kind of go up against Judgment Day because Raw is 3 hours, which in my opinion is definitely should be enough time for both of those factions to have time to shine as well. But the fact that now that we got Bloodline going into the next chapter, and it seems like they're trying to slowly break up Imperium, which I hope isn't happening. It seems like the issue with WWE sometimes is that they don't know how to give everyone their time to shine. A lot of the concentration is put onto one or two things, and then from there, like, everyone else kind of gets sometimes put on the back pedal. Caitlin said, "Was even the purpose of Slim Jim Battle Royal the same purpose as the Cinemoji and
We love the Cinemoji, though.
I do.
We
It was because it was the Cinemoji, but it didn't belong in that match. So I'm very curious if we're gonna have, a Slim Jim ringside or something like that.
They're gonna turn a ring post into Slim Jims.
I know they're gonna turn a ring post Slim Jim. It's gonna rain down Slim Jims during someone's entrance.
The only reason why this Slim Jim one is cool in comparison to the Cinemoji and the Pitch Black is just because snap into a Slim Jim, yeah, LA Knight, yeah, like
it's basically made for him.
Yeah, yes. It is, and I can't take credit for this. I saw it on Twitter. Shit, Dango, you might have posted it in Slack. Like, I saw that and I just said, yeah. Like, that is it.
That is legit the reasoning. That is because they are extremely high and they basically need a way for him to have his moment because they fucked up a couple things.
Really? Yes. A lot.
And with the money, they said this is the biggest sponsor that they've gotten.
Yes, it's one of the bigger ones. It's a bigger. I think Bakley sent me something to do a video on. I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's better than that than to put it on the guy who's got 4 of your top 5 selling T-shirts right now.
Yes.
Crazy.
And, because Slim Jim was known because of Macho Man. So now you could easily put LA Knight on there. Like, come on, slap to Slim Jim. Yeah, it's like right there. The money is right there. The amount of commercials. And as we've seen, I'm sure people have seen on Twitter now, all the accolades this guy has, all these shows and things that this man has did as an actor, which I didn't even know a lot of the things he did. Dressed up as a woman, he did reenactments and everything like that. He was in Triple H's workout video as well. So
did you guys know Slim Jim is dating Cinnabon, I guess?
What?
Really?
If you go to the Slim Jim Twitter, it says in a relationship with Cinnabon. Shout out to my girlfriend Cinnabon.
Oh my god.
Hey, good for Slim Jim for picking up a nice, shapely, creamy sweetie pie,
Yes.
huh?
Yeah. Everyone loves Cinnabon.
Right.
LA Knight is slowly becoming the king of the gimmick match. First Pitch Black, now this. But I think this is going to work for him. That Pitch Black match, it was something.
I bet if WWE could go back in time to that match at the Royal Rumble, LA Knight would have won that match. Yeah.
It's possible. I'm sure if Vince could go back in time, he probably would have let Bray Wyatt go again. So
Yes. Yep.
he probably would have let him go again. Faction Cast says a lot of people want LA Knight in the spotlight. With him possibly winning the Battle Royal, he's getting a spotlight. I'm just hoping that they give him his time to shine, because there's plenty of internet darlings out there that people just love and want to put over, and WWE is very fixated on, you know, what they need to do as far as booking wise, and, you know, a lot of opportunities of people who you know, don't get their time to shine. By the time they get their time to shine, it's like over and done with. So I'm hoping that Triple H is going to take this opportunity and just push this guy to the damn moon, because the amount of money they can make off of him is going to be amazing. As Kayla says, congrats to Slim Jim and Cinnabon. Yes. Didn't know they were a couple. You heard it here first from Dirty Dan.
The weird shit you see on the internet.
That is why you are man, we used to say Bakley was in the weeds, but bro, you're like under the fucking weeds, man. You're like in the soil or some shit,
Yeah,
dude.
man is
Dude, it was all because I looked up,
Undertaker.
all because I went on the Slim and Jim page. It was right at the top.
Just
Because they're
digging up
promoting
the
it like
dirt.
crazy. There's legit like 8 ads for it on their one page.
Yeah. So we are about to get into some predictions for SummerSlam. So starting out, since we are already talking about the Slim Jims and the and everything like that. No, that's not it. Trying to see which one it is. Do we have it?
Just have a picture of a
No.
Slim Jim.
So no, we have the Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royal, 20-man Battle Royal, confirmed as of, it looked like today. LA Knight, Sheamus, Tommaso Ciampa, Shinsuke Nakamura, Otis, and Chad Gable. So I think we're all in agreement that it will be LA Knight. But do you guys have any predictions on what you think may happen in this match? What probably you're looking forward to the most?
I could see I can probably see like LA Knight's gonna win it. Probably gonna have a lot of eliminations, but I think maybe you could see a good back and forth between like him and a Sheamus, something like low, some high level person, or like a Pete Dunne.
Okay. Who do you think may also be in it?
Like, I don't know, like Styles or Cross. I don't.
Oh my god, what a waste! But yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I thought of that earlier
Styles
today.
Have
AJ
Cross
Styles.
eliminate Styles. Continue that feud, because honestly, they're continuing that feud.
Yeah.
Damn, Styles and Cross. Damn, yeah, they're gonna be announced on SmackDown. That's fucking wild. They're gonna be like, I want to be in the Slim Jim Battle Royal.
Or they're just gonna announce that, okay, we're gonna have the match tonight, I guess.
You'll get the Viking Raiders in there for sure to continue their feud with Alpha Academy. Who else will you get in there? Maybe you'll see Riddick Moss for the first time in a while, because we haven't seen him in a bit. So I could see maybe Moss showing up on screen. We haven't seen New Day in a while. Maybe New Day makes an appearance in that match.
Maybe at least Xavier Woods, because I think Kofi's still hurt. Kofi's got some ankle problem.
I read the most exciting news today in the sheets, where you live, that all 3 are healthy-ish and are about to come back, and they're going to be careful with Big E. But oh god, that big meaty man! Solo me, I don't even care. Yo, I love all that man meat.
I got something better for you.
Damn.
I got something better for you.
I need that man's back in my life. ASAP, I need him back in my life. Oh, he was just getting started too.
He was, and it's a shame that you know, that what happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Now that I'm looking for it, I don't see it.
Oh, ooh, I like, yeah. But yeah, Big E, baby.
There it is.
Big meaty man slapping me.
Yes.
Big me man slapping me. Do you
We
guys
need
think that there'll be any NXT people in this battle royal?
Probably some of their free agent people like Von Wagner or maybe like Zaya Quinn, who's supposed to be called up, or maybe an Odyssey Jones.
Apollo. Yeah, I mean, I know he's on Raw now, but you know. Yeah, okay. Really quick, do you care if I get a quick plug-in, First Lady?
Yeah.
So, Saturday, make sure you go to bloodlinenetwork.com. We are doing something huge. As you know, last big PLE, WWE PLE, I think it was Money in the Bank. It was Money in the Bank. We did our Bloodline family Money in the Bank predictions. Basically, the winner of that became the inaugural Bloodline Entertainment Network World Champion. And we're going to figure out where we're going to go from there. Well, I'm a huge loser, and I like to book shows. And well, our Bloodline family is huge. So I booked a big pay-per-view for SummerSlam. You'll be able to find it all on bloodlinenetwork.com on Saturday. So we have matches. There's 6 matches, all right? We have our World Championship match. Dom won. Dom's won everything that we do. He's the world champion. He's fucking Jeopardy champion. He's Family Feud champion. I digress. Dom defended his championship against Bakley in the main event. So that's a world title match.
Oh, shit.
We got our inaugural Women's World Championship match where the First Lady will take on Jessica and Kayla in a triple threat match. Winner will be the inaugural Bloodline Women's World Champion. Very exciting stuff there. We get the Intercontinental title match. Just throwing that out there. We got the Chiefs, Devin, myself, and Nick. We're going to fucking put our hands up and we're going to go at each other hard. First Intercontinental champion. Then for the United States Championship, wrapping the family out, we got Dylan, Dango, and Graydon. Streets, if you're somewhere wanting to fill this out, you ain't filled it out. But we wrap a fatal 4-ring with Dylan, Dango, Graydon, and Streets. And then we have our number 1 contenders match for the Women's Championship that'll go down with Angela, Melissa, and Courtney. And we have a Battle Royal, because everyone loves Battle Royals. KPG, I know you love them so much. You're in it. Battle Royal, future shot at a mid-card title of your choosing. The rest of the motherfucking Bloodline, Justin, KPG, Ovi Isaac, Brandon, Jordan, Pinto Beans, Maddie, Freddie, JP, whoever wants to come on in, whoever wins that match, and whoever has the total highest amount of points when it's all said and done will be the number 1 contender for the world champion. So it doesn't matter if JD becomes women's champion, she finishes with most points, she's going after the world champion next time. Devin wins Intercontinental title. He has most points. He's going after the world title next time. Courtney, you win your number 1 contenders match for the women's title. You go after the world title and you get a women's title shot. And guess what? The shitty thing is, though, we are also like Devin wins or JD wins their inaugural belt. They will have to defend their belt and challenge for the belt at the same time. So just because you win, it doesn't mean like you're getting the night off. Like you'll be defending early in the night and you'll be getting later in the night. So you better be fucking on your shit. Otherwise,
it better not be an AEW pay-per-view. You doing AEW pay-per-views next too?
Yeah, you could be walking out with
my goodness.
Or no titles. So that's what we're doing, and that's the fun shit we're doing here.
Well, what if there's a tie? How does that work?
Oh, it's a tie. It just goes on the next pay-per-view.
Okay.
Or next PLE. Yep.
No flipping a coin. No flipping a coin.
No, fuck that. Nope. So say Dango comes down to you and Dylan. You guys tie, for example. Then you and Dylan at Payback will go, or maybe all in, maybe all out. However we go about it. You guys will go 1-on-1 for the inaugural United States Championship. That's kind of how we'll go about it.
That's a smart way of doing it.
There you go. And speaking of plugs, going to have to play a little something for you guys. And Tim, close your eyes. But be sure check this.
Yo, what's good, brother? You ready to live stream?
Oh man, I just don't know. I'm feeling real low on energy right now.
What? You know what, man? I know exactly what you need. You need some W energy. Let me send you some W energy right now.
W who? W what? W energy? What's that?
What's W energy drink you say, Tim? W is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or against like other energy drinks. W energy drink contains no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. W energy drink also contains vitamins, amino acids, nootropic, and 150 milligrams caffeine. Here, Tim, try W's energy drink, the latest flavor, Dragonade. How do you feel?
Yo! Oh, I'm feeling so much better. Damn, where do I get some more of that W from?
Oh, that's what's up. Just go to the awesome website, w.gg, and use our special code Bloodline1 and get 10% off right now.
There it is.
That's great.
Shout out to the tribal chief and the banger of the Bloodline for that sponsor commercial.
That was great.
It was good.
Devin slayed that shit with his voices and all that stuff, and I'm just like,
Are you guys in the
I miss my beard.
Are you guys in the W Discord yet?
Yeah, he's in that one. Devin's in the app. My wife just texted me. She goes, "Oh goodness!" I was like, she goes, "I tuned in at the best part." I was like, "Oh fuck!" No. Devin's up in that W Discord. Devin did a great job landing W. Obviously, go on W. The Bloodline, was it? My bad. I should have been paying more attention. I should know this.
W.gg.
W.gg. Yeah, I'm a little frazzled right now. No,
because your time to shine. You had you got your moment. It's time to shine. Your first commercial.
My wife goes, "Stick with your day job." Yeah, no shit. Yo, I'll be plugging podcasts and putting people over all day. I don't know if doing on the spot commercials are necessarily my thing though. I do think the merch one was a little bit better. And we'll play that later probably. So
yes, we will be.
I digress. All right, First Lady, I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. I'm gonna let
you. All right. Okay. I told you we go on tangents here. A shout out to Dre, Big Baby Robertson. Thank you so much for tuning in. As we say over here, Faction Cast, New Day versus Imperium. We're sitting here. We're starting to book New Day stuff. New Day versus Usos and Solo as well.
Big E versus Gunther. You want meat? You want meat?
Yeah, that would definitely be a banger, of course, of big man slap.
Big meaty man slapping meat.
It's my favorite.
It's a lot of meat. It's a lot of meat as well. And then we got Dom, who says, "Did someone say the champ? I'm here," and Bakley getting whooped back into the weeds he came from. Some trash talking, of course.
They have the same exact one, so they will be continuing.
I know shit. I was like, but I was really surprised with one of their picks. I was like, really? I was like, one of you guys might just be playing the other one because I don't know that that's happening actually. But I'm not.
Well, they're not locked in, so maybe it's a psych out or something.
Okay, I think I could see the one you're talking about.
Yeah, if I was one of them, I would just flip it just because,
Oh yeah, especially because you want what?
Especially if I was Bakley, I'd be flipping that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Give me some of that W, baby.
Yes, go to w.gg, use the code Bloodline and then number 1 for a discount as well. So yeah, Corey, I think you still got audio issues. I still can't hear you. Yeah. So yes, we're all in agreement that, of course, that LA Knight is going to be winning, of course. Just waiting to see, the connection with the Slim Jim and him, because Yep. Dom upset in the comments saying, "How you gonna coach him up? Let him take another L naturally."
It's called.
I'm not gonna lie, Dom. I told him the same thing privately. I said, then you should switch it up if you got the same picks. You ain't gonna beat him unless you switch it.
Is that probably why he started laughing? Is that probably why he texted me in last night and like at 11:30 at night with just a laughing, with no conversation, just a laughing, just him laughing.
Big Lee's the best, dude. He'll just do that shit. The weirdest times, dude. Oh shit! No, Dom, I'm not coaching him up. I was just saying, and I didn't tell him what pick to change. I just said if you guys got the same picks, you should probably find a pick to change so you don't have these same picks.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants a tie. Ties are like kissing your aunt. No one wants to kiss their aunt on the lips.
There is a network battle royal.
In fact,
I think maybe he means like a
Bloodline
fist
Entertainment
fight or
Network battle royal as well. All right. So as Courtney is working on her audio on her end, we're going to go to the next match. The match that everyone is excited and looking forward to, and that is an MMA rules match. Ronda Rousey going against Shayna Baszler. It seemed like they were trying to make Ronda as the face of this feud, but of course, everyone loves Shayna Baszler and is not really the biggest fan of Ronda Rousey, so naturally they are booing her. Just like they did the time that I think they were trying to make her face and the crowd booed her. And then of course it was the shot that WWE likes to, there was a lot of people I've seen use where she's just looking in the crowd, looking hurt as all hell. So we're going to start with Tim on this one. Shout out to SCS Vince. What's going on? Thank you so much for tuning in.
Hey, Tim, were you in the chat the other day when OJ Simpson was there?
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't think so. What show was that on?
No, this it was the watch along.
The watch along, yep.
Oh no.
We had OJ Simpson in the chat.
Nope. Didn't see OJ. Which watch along was that? The last one?
That was the NXT one.
Yeah.
Oh, Sunday night. Yeah, I was gone most of Sunday. Yeah, I caught a little bit at the end. You guys fucking tore that shit up on Sunday. You guys did a great job. Every watch along is a fucking banger on this network, as will Saturday night for sure.
Yeah. So of course,
this match is there's only one answer, and I can't believe I'm saying it, but at this point, Ronda's gonna go. Courtney, can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
We can hear you now.
Woo-hoo.
There it is.
There
all right, so real quick, what is your thoughts on the 20-man battle royal before we get into this match here?
Okay, first of all, it makes me want to go out to the Walmart or the Kroger and buy me some Slim Jims first of all and snap into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah. But it's gonna be good. But my pick is LA Knight to win. Yeah.
Of course. Can't wait for that. All right. So, Tim, what are your thoughts on the MMA rules match?
Yeah, I love that they're making it an MMA rules match. When Baszler turned on Rousey at Money in the Bank, it was a huge surprise. So that was dope. And then, like you said, they tried making her into the heel, which was comical. No one's going to ever cheer Rousey. Her heart isn't into it. When she first came, wrestled that tag team match with Kurt Angle against Trips and stuff, she was into it. Doing her first year, kind of, she was into it. She hasn't been into it since. Like, ever since she lost the main event at WrestleMania 35 and came back, she has not been into it. I hope Shayna just beats the fucking shit out of her. And I was the biggest Ronda Rousey fan in the world coming into WWE. Loved her for the first year, and now she just ain't it. What is it? She just ain't it. She's not. And Shayna is it. If you go back to what Shayna did in NXT, she was incredible. I hope that we get to see some of that now under Triple H. And we finally 6 years? No, 5. I don't know. 5? Yeah, 5 years, 4 years. I don't know. Whatever the fuck she debuted and bit Becky Lynch, we're gonna see the real Shayna Baszler, the bad bitch that she is, and that starts with her whooping Ronda's ass.
Yeah. I feel as though that I think the Ronda it doesn't really care ever since she found out, ever since the fans turned on her in favor of Becky Lynch. I think, the intention was to really book her as like the top star of the women's division. That's probably how it was pitched to her when she decided to come to WWE. And then of course it had to pivot because, the fans wanted Becky Lynch. And so it really took a swallowed a hard pill on that one and probably don't give a shit anymore because the fans don't care for her. So she's just going through the motions and just collecting the paycheck at this point. But I am also excited for Shayna Baszler. Like you said, the turn on her was very unexpected. They really didn't drop any hints for that one. And I'm hoping that we get the Shayna from NXT as well, of her kicking ass and everything. I don't think did they explain what the MMA rules match is. Is this going to be? I don't know if this is going to be similar to what we saw in NXT or anything like that, or well, no, probably not because that was a whole different ring setup and everything. So we will see. As Vince says, I wasn't looking forward to this match until Monday with the video packages they showed. I'm very much invested now. And then Devin saying those segments from Shayna and Ronda were fire. Yeah, I was looking forward to this match because, whenever you have two friends, usually the rivalry in the match is 20 times better because you have that trust. They know each other, they trust each other, and they're able to have more time to put together, the match and emotion into it and everything. So I knew I was waiting for them to team up just so they can feud against each other. But the way that they had them teamed up and everything, it really wasn't exciting, especially when they were tag team champions, mainly because, Ronda Rousey just really don't care. And she really shows that she doesn't care. I mean, at least fake it to us so that we don't feel it through the screen, but Ronda really doesn't care. And so with Shayna turning on her and saying the things that a lot of fans were feeling, Shayna is the face of this whole feud here. So can't wait to see what happens here. I'm going with Shayna to win on this one because it really would be such a big disservice if they give this to Ronda, even though she's supposed to be technically the face of this match. But Dan, what's your thoughts on this match?
Same with Devin. Great video package. Great video package. Great video package. That's WWE's standpoint. They're the best of none when it comes to those. But I think Baszler definitely is picking up the win. I could see it being a quick match, maybe 15, 20 minutes. Send Ronda out on another WWE break. See you at the Rumble.
Exactly. Courtney, what are your thoughts on this match?
Well, they both have UFC backgrounds, so that's gonna work in both of their favors. And you're really putting sister versus sister right here because Ronda and Shayna are so close. She is Ronda's baby's godmother. So, but they're gonna separate that and they're gonna have a fight. But I am in the Queen of Spades corner on that night.
I'm really hoping that since this is an MMA rules match, that they're not going to try to put it in Ronda's favor because because Ronda is the one who's very well known from UFC out of them two. But I'm hoping that we're a little smart with this one and give it to the right person. Give it to the right person to win this match. And Devin says, do y'all think they will shoot in the MMA match? Courtney, we'll start with you. What do you think?
Well, I'm really like a rookie at MMA and UFC. I don't watch at all. I just know about it through my friends. on the interweb and stuff. I have a friend currently training to be an MMA fighter, so there's jiu-jitsu and all those styles. So we'll see. I hope they do the. I guess it's the octagon, or am I getting that confused?
No, it's the octagon. It's an octagon.
Okay, okay. The octagon around the ring, so then it'll feel like a very much UFC fight. Who knows? We might have some like I don't know, maybe Demisha Tate will show up or something like that, just to support these girls who were former UFC fighters, and now one of them may possibly be leaving to go back.
Yeah, we'll see. Dan, what's your thoughts on this?
I could see them maybe doing the fight pit. It'd be interesting to see if they do
Mhm.
MMA rules with the fight pit. It'd be interesting time to bring back the fight pit.
Yeah. I don't know how, I wonder how they're going to really make this different from a wrestling match. If they're going to do a fight pit or if they're going to put something around the ring to kind of make this feel like more MMA versus, people trying to fight like MMA in a ring. That'll definitely give me like Brawl for All vibes if they try to do it that way.
I think it's going to be that.
I'm hoping it's not that. I really am. I'm hoping it's not them trying to do MMA match in a wrestling ring with one of their refs who have no idea how the UFC rules go or anything like that. So I'm hoping that's not where it goes. Tim, what's your thoughts on Death
First
and
Lady, I was thinking with this match, MMA rules, there's one of three things. We get the Lions Den match, we get the what was the other fight pit match, or we get them with little MMA gloves. The only way you win the match is knockout or submission. I'm leaning towards option 3, little MMA gloves, knockout, submission. Based off what I heard you just say, that's the opposite of what you'd like, though. So that sucks. But I think that's where they're going to go with it.
Yeah, Wikipedia is saying professional wrestling version of MMA. Pinfalls are not a valid method of victory. Matches can typically only be won by knockout, submission, DQ, forfeit, or the referee's decision.
Oh, DQ or forfeit? Oh, forfeit makes sense, which is same thing
Yeah.
as submission.
Oh.
Or I guess someone throws in the
Throwing
towel.
a towel, yeah.
Yeah. So it could be possible that we may get the DQ of the night. DQ of the pay-per-view may go to them to continue the feud, but I highly doubt that. I hope that's not what is going to happen. But yeah, I think they'll definitely, because of the promo that Shayna had cut on Ronda, that they definitely going to make it look like this is like legit fight between two people who don't like each other. I'm hoping that's how it goes, to definitely really sell the feud to us. Because like Dan said, the video packages that they put out there of this feud is definitely great. But the intensity of the feud just isn't like exactly there, and truthfully it's mainly because of Ronda. Really, if Ronda was into it 100%, and especially the way that she cuts promos, unfortunately, if she was into this 100%, really giving it her all, I think this feud definitely would have been up there as one hottest feuds of the summer. But unfortunately, that's not where we're at with that one. So then next up, we have the match that they're trying to make viral. I try to find it. Oh no, there it is. The match that they're trying to make viral on social media. They're definitely going to try to do some move, some spot that's going to make things that we're going to end up talking about later on that night or the next day, and that is Ricochet going against Logan Paul. Dan, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts on this match?
I'm ready to see another Logan Paul Ricochet crazy moment, because them two got something crazy planned, like when they hit each other in the ring, or when they tried to do the same thing with the ladder and the Money in the Bank. Them two are gonna go to try to get something that's gonna go crazy, like them both jumping from, like, I don't even know, like from across the ring. like them trying to go hit something, like try to one up each other. But I see Logan Paul winning it. I think Logan picks up the victory here. He's got to start picking up wins if he wants to be credible.
That's true. Courtney, what are your thoughts on this match?
Okay, my thoughts exactly is this. It's going to be a spot fest galore with Pretty Ricky coming out, Ricochet as the winner. Sorry, Logan. Love your wrestling moves. You are talented in that, but other than that, you are a shit human. Sorry. Gotta say it. Just gotta let it out, you know? So, there's my thoughts on that section of the program.
Somebody has to say it. Tim, what are your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I'm with Dingo. It's there's Logan Paul. It's is Ricochet's name Roman Reigns? Nah. Is Ricochet's name Seth Rollins? Nah. Ricochet's name's Ricochet. And while it's for Ricochet, this is his biggest moment in his WWE career, which I 110% agree with. It's going to be in a losing effort. And there's nothing wrong with that. Logan Paul, mainstream media, clicks, views all day. Logan Paul wins this match. He'll go on to say he beat Ricochet. What's next for me? Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, big shows. Logan Paul's going to be there, and he needs to notch wins. This will be a big win. And like Dango said, we'll get that viral moment. So it's Logan Paul all day. Like, this is the one. Tribal Chief Logan Paul is like the two easiest matches on the show to predict.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I know that they're going to definitely do as many spots as they can off of this. This is going to look like a AEW match on Dynamite for sure. That they're going to try to get as many gifts from this match as they can. And I agree with y'all that Logan Paul should come out here with the win, especially if they're going to try to build him up for whatever feud that they're going to set him up for once WrestleMania comes around. Because after this, I think he'll then show back up, maybe Survivor Series if they got something for him. If not, definitely the Royal Rumble once we start getting into WrestleMania season. But I'm happy for Ricochet. A couple of months ago, he was the tag team partner that got thrown in the ring by his own tag team partner. And this is one of the biggest moments of his career. But I'm very happy that he is getting the time to shine and that, he is going up against with someone who could really kind of keep up with his style of wrestling as well. So I'm hoping that I was hoping that they would get something else more out of it. But, since it's one of the big four pay-per-views, a lot of the feuds are going to end here. It'll be very weird if they try to continue this feud past SummerSlam. Unless they, set something up at Payback and then set up Logan Paul for whatever feud at that point. But I'm going to go with Logan Paul here for the win as well. And then finally, the next match before we get into the title matches, we have Brock Lesnar against Mr. Adversity, Cody Rhodes. And like I always say every single time I give the disclaimer, yes, I am the president of the Cody Rhodes Haters Club, and that's with an A, not an ER. I think he's a cool person, behind the scenes, but when it comes to that guy,
hey,
he just got the documentary that just came out about him, definitely building up the story, which I checked out. I got opinions of it. I'm not going to say anything just yet. I'll give it another week so that people can go ahead and check it out and everything like that before I talk about it and give
I've seen it
stuff. Oh,
I could see where you're getting at some of the stuff. There's some negative comments in there.
Yeah, there's some interesting things that they that was said during that documentary that I'm like, I don't don't really remember it going that way. But yeah, I have my opinion of the
Interesting.
documentary. Yeah, when it comes to AEW, it was something that
It gets
they said.
very hashy.
Yeah,
Basically, he can't say anything about it. Actually,
yeah,
Technically, he can't, but
he can't. But yeah, it was
sounds
just
like a lawyer issue, if you ask me.
yeah, but it was just when they started talking about AEW, his role behind it, I was like, I don't remember it going exactly that way. But they had to say it a certain way, so the fact that he comes to WWE is like more of a bigger thing. But yeah, when it came to the
Did he say?
AEW
Did he
stuff,
say like he was the sole, like he was responsible for the company existing?
they said him and a team of people came up with
Because you
AEW.
know what I've always said? It's gonna sound sick because I hated him in AEW, love him in WWE.
Yeah.
But I've said from day one, there is no AEW without Cody Rhodes. It's Tony Khan. It is
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes.
technically,
Company doesn't exist without those two. Period. Fuck the young
Amen,
ones.
Sam.
They don't need Hangman. They don't need Kenny. Without Cody's mind and without Tony's money, that company doesn't exist.
honestly,
Cody should have all of like the credit, I think, for that.
honestly, yes, I completely agree with you, Tim. There, but also one of the thing is what was said in that documentary. The one thing he said, the best part, in my favorite part about that documentary, is when Cody has the conversation with Triple H about the writer. About the writer that was a dick to him backstage. He's backstage typing on his laptop. There's a writer. He's ignoring him, giving the 5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the guy looks over. The guy's typing nothing. His computer's off.
And he's talking about like backstage at AEW for Cody.
No.
No, it's WWE before he left.
Oh, I believe
one of
that.
this they made it seem like that was one of the biggest reasons why he left. And I'm like,
and then Triple H basically told him. Triple H stopped him in the hallway and basically was like, he told him about what happened with the writer, and writer, he's like, he just wants to go back there and punch the writer. Writer said, Triple H basically told him, go punch him, go rattle some cages.
Rattle some cages.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically, if you want to get technical, Triple H is the one that created AEW. He rattled cages.
Yeah. He was. Yeah. That's
so Triple H told the writer to fuck with Cody, basically, and that made Cody leave.
He was hyping up Cody because Cody was very upset about the writer. And according to the documentary, Triple H was like, well, if you want their attention, just rattle some cages. And then the way that the documentary is set up, that's what caused Cody to eventually leave, create his own name, and create. And he was the one that created AEW. And that, he did all that. And then they once they started talking about AEW, they mainly talked about the fact that he created AEW. And then it cuts to him saying, I can't talk about the reason why I left, but it was personal issues. So it's just and that's what I was very interested about is how they're going to explain the reason why he left, what he did outside of WWE, and then him coming back because he created an anti-WWE thing. That was his whole thing when he was gone. And that was all that's pretty much the biggest thing he did in AEW was create a big anti WWE thing. So and I was very curious of what
smashing the
what
throne and all that, where the opposition were different, all that stuff. Yeah,
and
it was weird.
It was weird, and they made it really seem like no, I just wanted to create a name for myself. What's going on, Marcus? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's Faction Cast saying, preach, Tim.
They do a lot of stuff, Tim. They did a lot of stuff in it, Tim. They talk about the injury, how he how he lied to everyone backstage saying, oh yeah, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. The arm. And then he admits right after, because I know they're going to see this now. Yeah, I tore my pec. It hurts.
It hurts like hell. It was the worst pain I ever went through. And I'm like, what? Devin says clearly Cody was the structure behind AEW, and Faction Cast says I think Cody and Tony signed an NDA, which I figured that they can't really talk about the reason why they left, but I was hoping that I knew that they were gloss over the fact that he was very anti-WWE once he left. And the fact that they were like singing his praises when he was on the indie scene. I forgot who it was that they interviewed. They was like, yeah, he was the biggest person on the indie scene. And I'm like, no, he wasn't.
Oh yeah, I remember that part.
He's the best person on the indie scene. I was like, no, he wasn't.
No,
he wasn't even the biggest person on the Bullet Club. So
it's because he went to every. It's because at one point he was at every promotion. He literally said he showed up at every indie. He literally took every indie booking, even if it was like $100.
Yeah,
like if you had a cheap indie promotion, he would have went to it just to get his name out there.
Just to get his name out there. So yeah, so they really made it like, yeah, Cody left because he wanted to make a name for himself. He made such a big name for himself that he created a whole rivalry company, and he wanted to. He said that the reason why he wanted to leave because he felt like WWE was home. And in little detail too, we're talking spoilers now. Little detail that I found very interesting was Vince flew out to his house. So the way that they said it, Bruce Prichard said they found out that he did not re-sign with AEW. And Bruce Prichard said, oh, if you speak to Cody, let him know we want to talk to him. And apparently Cody called him back in 5 minutes once he put that out there. Vince flew out to his house. And Cody said that he was hoping that he would get like some type of closure or something like that, and it became something else. And the reason why he came back to WWE because he felt like that WWE was actually home, and he felt like he had unfinished business. And I was like, I think the true story is they promised him the title.
Yo, and First Lady, let's be honest, as big of an AEW fan as I am, as much as we all could love AEW, okay? There is only one, and I mean one fucking world championship in the world. I don't even really consider Impact a world title. I don't consider ROH a fucking world title. There is one world championship, and that is the WWE title. And it's not that fake ass one that Seth Rollins is holding right now. It is the one that Roman Reigns is holding, and that is it. So when Cody didn't win at 39, and half of us were like, what the fuck? And the other half are like, yay, the story is going to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I get
it. We're going to go to 40, and Cody is going to win this biggest championship he has ever seen. Ain't no AEW fucking title. It's not no Impact.
It's not no secondary championship title.
It's not the NWA World Championship in 2020. It's nothing in Japan. It is the WWE title that the tribal chief has held for over 1,000 days. And what is going to be bigger than that? Hell yeah, I promise that. And what else did he get? He went from 500K to 5 million a year. Okay. So, yes. Hell yes.
I think he was promised the title at 39. I think that's what it was. And Triple H, I feel like, changed the idea last minute because
I think he pitched it to him. Okay. I think they pitched to him.
Triple H pulled events. There, I said it.
Yeah, that, as Devin says, #forever champ. They have money making with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, and they weren't ready to take the title off of him.
Can't you just see Cody, though, being the kind of guy who is like, I don't have a story. I wrestled Seth Rollins. So what? I tore my pec. Big deal. My story, imagine the adversity that I will have to go through if I lose to Roman. I fucking pick up Brody Jr. I give him his kiss. I pick up Liberty. I give her kiss. I kiss my wife. I kiss my mom. I kiss Teal. I get in the ring. I beat Tribal Chief's ass. I get my ass beat. I'm about to win. Out of nowhere, Solo comes, and it's done. And now he gets this documentary. This documentary, probably, in all honesty, and I was the Cody guy screaming. I was on my knees when he lost. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, does this documentary really mean anything? if Cody won that title at Mania.
I think that this was all meant to be him winning because that documentary stopped at WrestleMania. I think he was supposed to win at Mania.
Unless he did say in the AEW in the Fightful interview that he's in talks to be a sequel eventually at some point. He wants to do a sequel documentary, but even if WWE doesn't do it, he said he'll finance it himself.
Yeah. He wants the cameras to follow him. He wants the cameras to follow him when he gets the first title win for the Rhodes family, the first official title run for the Rhodes family. So I think Vince pitched to him, you're going to win at Mania 39. We'll have, documentary and everything like that. And we'll, put you pretty much, you'll be the big thing from Mania 38 to Mania 39. And I think Triple H made the business decision. You have a lot of money with the Bloodline. Everyone tunes into the Bloodline. And that, you got to go where the money follows. And he probably told, Cody, hey, we'll do it next year. You got your pec torn. You lost, time for us to really build you up like that for you to immediately take the title off of Roman. And so, yeah, and that's why they had that documentary. Faction Cast. Go ahead.
In no time, they did not freeze his contract because he did do work for the company while he was injured.
Yeah, he was unsigned. He still was working with AEW, he said.
He was unsigned for months.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, I didn't think he was ever signed when he was working that Sammy Guevara program. It just, everything that dude did in AEW was off base, though. Cody on screen in AEW, other than Dustin, was awful. Awful, 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 awful. Cody sucked in AEW. Sucked.
He did.
And his whole over story dramatic bullshit that he does works in WWE because they got 3 hours for him to fucking go out there and spin his fucking tail away. In AEW, no one wants to listen to that same bullshit every fucking week over losing.
Yeah. That's why I'm keeping the same energy.
It's just different.
Right. Yeah, this is how I felt about him at AEW. I felt as though the over baby facing thing is a little bit too much. And I don't know about how he feels that if he was okay with losing the title, because it's the same person who himself decided not to give himself a title and then gets upset that he couldn't get a title. And then was TNT champion. And then, a lot of people didn't really feel him after a while because then we had Brody as the TNT champion and his title reign was very exciting, especially when he was going against Cody and the fans slowly started to turn on Cody. Go ahead. What are you about to say, Dan?
I saw a meme when 39 came out. It was a video of Triple H backstage watching. Someone showed him the throne breaking during that match and he was like, okay, never mind. Change the ending. How did no one show me this?
Yeah. So Faction Cast says, how do y'all feel about the secondary company comments? I think it was Triple H who mentioned it. He called AEW the secondary company, not the pissant company. Definitely big upgrade from the pissant company to now the secondary company.
I mean, technically, that's big comments by Triple H.
It is. It is.
I don't take that as a. He sees them as competition. I think he loves seeing his people watching them. Why do you think they started being a dick to Tony when he took over, when Stephanie took over?
Yeah.
Yep. Everyone thought it was going to be opposite. That now that Triple H, including myself, now that Triple H took over, they're going to be maybe we can get this AEW WWE thing because Vince isn't in charge. Hell no. Triple H and Nick Khan were like, fuck you.
Bobby Fish to get him leave.
Right. Exactly. And then that's why TK's like, what bitch? You're trying to take my fucking talent? No.
Honestly, I thought that was the funniest comment ever because that Jeff Hardy's broke his deal just so he can go over there.
Correct. Yeah. Walking through the crowd like a zombie, like, yeah, no doubt. No,
I think that was other things. I won't go into details though, because I respect Jeff Hardy. So
Yeah, we'll probably never get the actual full story of course, until the episode of Dark
Yep.
Side of the Ring or
Yep.
something like that. Faction Cast, I mean, he was the biggest name because casual fans know Cody. They did, but when I heard about the Bullet Club and everything going over in New Japan, I heard about the Elite, which had Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and plus Cody there as well, versus me just solely hearing
You know which
about
part they
Cody.
forgot to mention in that documentary that I know was fact is
Mhm.
Kevin Owens giving the Young Bucks number. Kevin Owens was the one that gave Cody Young Bucks because
Yeah.
Kevin Owens was one of the first people to know Cody was coming back because he kept texting him. He's like, "Where are you? Where are you?" And Cody kept telling him stupid answers.
Yeah.
And
He
then
did. KO did mention that. He was like, I knew where he was. I knew he was there because I kept asking him. And he finally said, I'm on the bus. Yeah, they did skip over that fact. They didn't really mention the Bullet Club in that documentary. They just mentioned how he
The
was
Bucks.
just so big. He was so big in the indies and he was the best
They
thing
gave the Bucks
going in
their
the
credit.
indies.
They did give the Bucks
They
their
did.
credit. They
He
got
did
the
mention
BP
in my
footage.
name.
They and they did get a thank you. If you actually go to the credits, they got a thank you in the credits.
Oh, I didn't see the credits, but yeah, that's cool.
When the song plays, when Kingdom plays, because that's when Kingdom finally plays is the credits.
Yeah, I
Is when they finally drop King.
credits.
Because if you watch the credits, he thanks them at the bottom. So
nice. That's cool.
As far
WWE
as
probably had no
comment
idea that
goes,
happened.
though, like I think Triple H saying that, like you said, going from piss at comment to secondary brand. I mean, what is so shameful about being secondary brand to a company who has going on 40 fucking WrestleManias? Vince and company have eaten and destroyed everything in his path. And maybe they do it to AEW down the road. Who knows? But he has fucking eaten and shit out everything in his fucking way. Now you got the biggest competition since WCW right here. And sure, it might not be monetary competition, but as far as wrestling competition goes, this is the closest thing that we've seen since WCW. And AEW is actually the closest thing that we've seen since WCW. And I would love WCW, which totally makes sense why I love AEW. So
there you go. Faction Cast says AEW is not competition. WWE is a global company. AEW is generic brand. No, it's not. Of course, nothing could compare to WWE. I mean, WWE's got about 50 years going soon, and it's all over the world. But it is competition for the talent, as we've seen. We saw Bryan Danielson leave WWE on good terms because he wanted to wrestle people around the world. I mean, he mainly told Vince McMahon, "You can." I want the one thing you can't give me. I want to bleed.
And he said that, and he also said that, and that's why Vince almost had an agreement with New Japan to try to keep him. Vince almost reached an agreement with New Japan.
And look at great point, JD. Plus John Moxley. Yes. You don't think WWE right now would have fucking loved to get their hands on Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and Hangman? No. Like, they would have fucking loved to get their hands on those guys. And what happened? They just got re-signed in AEW. They wanted Roosh. They weren't going to pay for Roosh, but they wanted Roosh, I'm sure, to pair up with Dragon Lee. They fucking AEW's got Roosh, all right? Malachi, we float. Like, so many guys right now. They would have loved to get all of Undisputed Era back. You'd love to have Adam Cole back. So, yes, you're right. For the actual industry, AEW is the biggest in-ring competition that we have seen. And this ain't Impact. It ain't New Japan. It ain't the NWA. Impact, it is nothing fucking close. It's WWE, it's AEW, and it is literally everyone else down here, and it's not close.
It really is not. It's no ifs, ands, or buts.
If that's the case, then why does AEW put me to sleep?
No, but like I said, it was mainly for the talent. I mean, look what Randy Orton did. Randy Orton used the threat of going to AEW just to get a bigger contract. Before AEW came around, I mean, pretty much people had to accept what was given to them. I mean, people got let go. That was pretty much the end of them, unless you saw them at, a WrestleCon event or something like that. Now people get let go. They have more opportunities. And with the help of AEW, attention is more put on New Japan. They're, connecting with Impact and even different indies as well. The, indies that you don't really hear of as well. But yeah, AEW really helps out the talent so that if they got let go or if they, aren't satisfied to where they're at, they kind of get a new reborn. Like we saw with John Moxley. I mean, before he left, Dean Ambrose, I mean, he had the potted plant and the mop and, getting the needle shots in his ass and stuff like that. And now look at him with John Moxley, main eventing. He had the title reign for a long time as well. And then before AEW came about, they were trying to go after Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks when AEW first started. And it's such a big platform. I mean, look at Dragon Lee now. Would Dragon Lee have gone to would they have wanted Dragon Lee if it wasn't for AEW? So it's really given a lot of people a platform to be seen in front of wrestling fans, people who didn't know wrestlers beforehand, before WWE, like Ricky Starks, Eddie Kingston, people who we known in NWA or in the indies and things like that. Now they have a platform. The Acclaimed as well. Like, can you imagine, would the Acclaim be big and possibly could go over to, WWE if it wasn't for AEW and the popularity that they have gained from it? I mean, FTR is another big name of people who wasn't treated well in WWE, goes over to AEW, and look, they're traveling the world, winning titles and things like that. So, even though, AEW isn't technically competition to WWE, and I don't know why people try to make it that way and compare ratings and stuff like that. Like, nothing could compare to WWE. They got millions of people tuning in. They don't even have to announce anything. They could sit there and say, Raw's next week, and people will still tune in no matter what. I mean, people still tuning in even after the PG era and everything like that, and Cena wins. And, so yeah, they're not exactly competition, dollar for dollar, but it really helps wrestlers to get time to shine, to get the exposure that they wouldn't have gotten, with going to Impact or NWA or New Japan or something like that. More exposure to the American audience and TV. Jericho says that with AEW, he's made more money than he ever made in his life. So yeah, it's just things like that. The fact that WWE actually had Jade Cargill and, didn't sign her. Now she's with AEW. She's like the biggest thing in AEW. And now I'm sure WWE is going to want her now because of the star power that she brought because of AEW. So that's what I really appreciate about AEW. That's really giving wrestlers that bit of an alternative that, the WWE is no longer the end all be all. That if you want to be on TV, have the exposure, deal with fans and stuff like that, instead of having to go back to the indies or go outside the country, that you at least have now a platform where you can still be on TV and wrestle big matches and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it doesn't just work one way. It works both ways. Randy Orton got his because of it. Kevin Owens got his because of it. And then he got to main event back-to-back WrestleManias because of it. Oh, KO, you're going to sign with us? Oh, we'll give you Stone Cold. Oh, we're going to give you a big-ass contract to support your family.
Yeah.
When you get to WrestleMania main event against Stone Cold. Oh, and then main event with your best fucking friend. Like, did they know that was going to happen? No. But you got the main event against Stone Cold. Like, come the fuck on. That's all you need. Plus $3.5 million a year to support your family. Good. There you go. Johnny Gargano leveraged AEW for bigger bucks in WWE. Now you got Max and Wardlow and Jade, and you're going to have these up-and-coming talent from AEW, and maybe eventually guys like Sammy and Darby and, Ricky, and they don't want to say they'll ever go. But, like you said, these are indie guys, smaller level guys that we would have never probably known without AEW. They can go and get themselves millions, whether it's from Tony or from the WWE umbrella. So it works both ways, and it's nice to see. And I wish we didn't have the internet. Well, we wouldn't be doing this then, but it would be nice to see like surprise factors. Who's going to pop up here? who's going to pop up there like we had back in the day. But it's still nice, like you said, having an alternative to be able to see a guy say, I don't want to do this anymore under WWE's umbrella. I'll go do it here. Even I don't want to do this under AEW's umbrella. I'm going to go do it here under WWE like a Dragon Lee, and hopefully he gets that fat ass payday one day on the main roster like he deserves.
Yeah, definitely. David said Trips knew what he was doing. He said that comment. TK fell for it again, got emotional. I didn't even see his response to it, but I could only imagine what he said about it. He just needs to get the hell off of Twitter sometimes. Devin also says Vince was right to not let Daniel go to New Japan because all they do is injure you, and he was proven right in the end. Yeah, but but Daniel got to be happy and wrestle people that he always wanted to wrestle, as well as I think he always wanted to wrestle Okada. So get the dream matches, or him versus Kenny Omega, the dream match that we all wanted to see and everything like that. But yeah, so we went on a whole ass tangent of Cody in this documentary. Like I always say, we always go on a tangent, but we got to get to the predictions. Tim, what are your thoughts on this match?
What match are we talking about?
We're talking about Cody versus Brock Lesnar,
Yeah, it's
what match are we talking about? Cody versus AEW, Cody versus Triple H.
Is Cody boring in AEW? No. Cody got the roll-up win over Brock in the first match. Brock decimated Cody the second time. Well, actually, Cody kind of beat Brock's ass the second time, and then Brock got the win, which was really weird change of events. I digress. I mean, it's Cody. It's Cody all day. There's no other choice but Cody to win this match. And could this all have been one program? After WrestleMania, Cody wins the belt, and his first program is supposed to be Brock Lesnar. Sure. I'm still not buying it, though. Cody wins this match, though, continuing his road to adversity. And after the match, we get a returning Wyndham. I don't know what the fuck he returns as. Fiend, Bray Wyatt. I don't know what the fuck he is nowadays. But he will be our big return. He'll attack Cody after the match, and we'll get some sort of Wyndham and Cody feud over the next couple of months, and that'll be his next piece of adversity.
Courtney, what are your thoughts on this match?
Well, this match is going to be obviously a lot of hitting, a lot of F5s, and yes, believe it or not, I'm a big Cody fan, but your girl went the business decision. She went with the F5 master. Yes, I'm talking about none other than what I call him is Broccoli Lesnar, but Brock. Take me to Suplex City. Not really, okay? I'm joking.
My thoughts on this match, we got Cody once again going against the biggest heel. I feel like, this is going to be the can Cody survive type of situation, which pretty much how Brock Lesnar matches normally go. He gets a lot of offense in the beginning, and then towards the end of the match, whoever he goes against suddenly gets that breath of wind and start getting some offense in and whatnot, and go from there. I picked Cody to win this feud, even though I would love for it to be Brock Lesnar, but of course we gotta finish the story and everything like that. And I was just unsure of who Cody would go against after this because, like I said previously, so far they've been putting him against the big heels so that he can get cheered for, with Roman, and then then Dominic, Seth Rollins at first too, when he was still, the heel and everything. And now we got Brock Lesnar. So I'm very curious of who he would go against. Very interesting, Tim, that you brought up Bray Wyatt. I don't know if, because they really want to protect him as far as him being like the biggest baby face. So I don't know if putting him against Bray Wyatt would be a good idea, because there are a big section of fans that are, really big Bray Wyatt fans. And I know that they don't, in order for him to really continue on the story and eventually get that underdog win at Mania, they really want to keep him, as far as being cheered against whoever the biggest heels are. So I don't know if we're gonna have him go against Dominic again at that point or something. But yeah, they've been putting him against the heels that can be easily booed and have him cheered. So I'm very curious of where we're gonna go
Why
from
not
here.
put him against Gunther or Walter, as I still call him?
Yeah, they definitely could put him against Gunther. It was rumored that that's supposed to be the Mania match. I mean, that could be, the feud leading up to Royal Rumble or something, but they need to figure out who he's going to face from SummerSlam to Survivor Series. Then I guess, if it's Gunther at this point, or if it's going to be Gunther once we are leading up to the Royal Rumble. But I'm just very curious of who else would be, because you have like maybe 3 feuds for him to do between now and before he face Roman at Mania. What's going on? Maddie Daddy,
Money
Fantasy
Daddy!
Football. Thank you so much for
Maddie
tuning
Daddy.
in, giving the 5 stars. But yeah, I'm just curious of who they're gonna have him go against, because there are so many, big heels that as soon as you put Cody against them, that they automatically get booed. Besides Gunther, but I don't know. You can't really him versus Gunther. I don't think they can make that
What about
last.
Sheamus? Sheamus
Sheamus is
needs
on
to my.
SmackDown technically.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Sheamus would
well,
get cheered. That's the thing.
yeah, that is true.
It's
Because I
hard. That's why
would,
you can't do. That's
yeah,
why you can't put him against like a Seth, or maybe you put him against like a Finn if Finn wins the world title.
Yeah, you could put him
yeah,
against
yeah,
Finn.
you
Finn could,
could do that.
yeah,
Because then that would be Balor Club versus Bullet Club, technically.
yeah, yeah. You got to start putting. I guess from there, yeah, you could put him against Judgment Day. That would be smart. You have him go against Damian Priest. At that point, you got Dom in there to kind of draw that heat towards Damian or Finn at that point. But yeah, they definitely got to come up with pure heels for Cody to go against, so that he can be pretty much 100% cheered, so that when he goes against Roman, that he's still getting the cheers like he did at Mania 39. But Dan, what's your thoughts on this match?
I think it's gonna be a great match. I think when Brock wants to actually work with someone, Brock will put in the full detail, especially people who are like small. Brock can
Yes.
he's had those great matches where he's got that someone that can match his style with the speed, at least
Mm-hmm.
match Brock's heaviness.
Yeah, definitely. It'll definitely work,
Yeah.
because once Brock is there, then he's all the way in there.
Mhm.
As far as selling and everything like that. Faction Cast have him go against Imperium with DIY or Alpha Academy at his side. That would be cool. That would definitely be a great way to bring in DIY and definitely give them,
Hmm.
uh give them because the casual fans don't know about DIY just yet. I mean, all of us who watch NXT, of
Yeah.
course, knows of
Yes.
DIY. So, and we already had Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa on the roster, so they definitely need a very hard reset if you're going to try to bring back DIY. Because we had Tommaso Ciampa teamed up with The Miz when he first came up, and have all that going before he got injured. And then you had Johnny Gargano, who was just pretty much there. They brought him back. He was still pretty much there again. So yeah, they definitely need a hard reset. So I guess if you want to really bring them back as DIY, immediately have the fans like, no, okay, these guys are cool, and really give them the spotlight. That would be a good idea to team them up with Cody, to have them go against Imperium at that point as well.
Yeah.
So now we are getting into the title matches. The next match is for the women's championship. Um, WWE, the WWE Women's Championship, which is Asuka going against Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair. The feud where the champion is not the spotlight. The champion is just there as an accessory, as this is pretty much Bianca versus Charlotte Flair of who should be the rightful number one contender. Courtney, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts on this match?
My thoughts is this exactly. Plastic Barbie doll, yes. Plastic Barbie doll, yes. I said it. I'm unspoken about Plastic Barbie doll, which, i.e., is Charlotte. You can go away and stay away. Go make beautiful babies with Andrade if you want to. But this should be all about Asuka all day long. EST, I love her. She's great talent. But I got the champ retaining. I love Asuka, and nobody's ready for Asuka.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Asuka retains as well. Faction Cast giving his prediction of Charlotte wins with Io cashing in.
Do we
That would be
really
very
want that
interesting.
though? No.
Well, I don't want
Yeah.
Io cashing in on Asuka. That's why I'm
No,
hoping she does
I
not cash
don't
in.
think she cashes in just yet. I think they're going to wait till about a month or two before Mania, and then Damian Pace and EO's cash in both.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping that there is a nice feud between Io and Asuka. Um, outside the whole cashing in thing. Tim, what are your thoughts on this match?
So I was 50-50. KPG said 50 of it. The other 50, it's nobody's ready for Asuka. What I'm sure of is Bianca's not walking out of this with the belt. Bianca, no. Charlotte maybe gets the win. If Charlotte does win, it's just to give her another notch on her belt before Io cashes in on her. Then what do you do? Io, Charlotte, and Asuka? I don't know. I don't think that's going to be the case. I also don't know that you do Charlotte and Bianca one-on-one at a silly pay-per-view like Payback. That's a WrestleMania match. If I want Charlotte and Bianca one-on-one, I want that one-on-one for the first time in a night one main event for the fucking women's championship. Like, Charlotte and Bianca at Payback is like a wasted John Cena Roman Reigns match in the middle of fucking September. It's just stupid. That's what it reminds me of, and I don't want that. So wherever they're going with this going forward, Charlotte and Bianca need to separate until WrestleMania time. So I guess it leaves Asuka to win and maybe go one-on-one with Bianca again. Maybe just start feuding with Bayley and Io. I don't exactly know how it's going to go, but Asuka needs to win. Io needs not cash in. Asuka needs to walk away from this pay-per-view with her belt and let her continue to defend it. Again, I don't know who that is against in September, but she's got to be the one who walks out with this belt. It's got to be Asuka.
Yeah. Devin bringing up a good note that Charlotte always get cashed in on. So it could be that they may pull it off and put it on Charlotte just to get Io to cash in. And then maybe have the feud between Io and Asuka from there. Because I'm ready for Io and Asuka feud. Give me all the Japanese promos and everything from there. Just straight up anime the whole feud. I'm going for Asuka, of course. I love Asuka. I'm hoping that we get, true Asuka since we have the face paint of Kana at this point. And I'm hoping that she gets booked properly as a champion this time. But so far, they haven't really been doing a good job, especially with this feud that it's been mainly all about Bianca and Charlotte Flair of who should properly be the number one contender for Asuka. And Asuka's been pretty much just there. Which is very frustrating because the first time she was champion, she wasn't really given the proper respect, in my opinion. Actually, the second time she was champion, she wasn't really given the proper respect, in my opinion. And even when she won the Royal Rumble, she wasn't really given the proper respect, in my opinion, because then that's when Ronda Rousey appeared. So I was hoping that with this title feud, especially that she had the kind of makeup and everything like that, and she was getting more of like Psycho versus, the dancing and stuff like that, that she would have been booked as, the way that she was in NXT, just like kicking straight ass, not taking any shit or anything like that. But it seems like we're reverting back to the dancing Asuka that we did, because I saw that she did it where we on SmackDown. So we saw her do it a little bit at SmackDown when she was talking to Io. So I don't know. I'm hoping that they keep the title on Asuka. If they do decide for Asuka to drop it, that it will go to Charlotte, and then Charlotte immediately gets cashed in on. Like pull the Daniel Bryan of SummerSlam 2013 at this point. That's my thoughts. I'm hoping that's what it would be. See, Dan's still away. We'll get his thoughts once he come back. So for the next match that we got here, no, that's not where we're going. The next match for the World Heavyweight Championship, we got Seth freaking Rollins going against Finn Balor. Of course, I'm assuming I don't think there's any stipulations that the Judgment Day is barred from ringside or anything like that. So I'm assuming that Rhea, Dom, and Damian will all be ringside for this match. Tim, what are your thoughts on this match?
This one's tough. This is the most 50-50 match of the night. I don't know. I want to say Rollins in a big bad way. I want to say Balor because Balor makes a lot of sense. 7-year redemption plan. But is Finn Balor really the guy? Is he the guy who they want to put the title on? I know that Triple H loves Finn Balor. I love Finn Balor. Seth got his moment. I was screaming, who needs to be the inaugural champion? Seth Rollins. But then I was also screaming, Drew McIntyre needs to instantly come back, turn heel, attack Seth Rollins, and we get Seth versus Drew at SummerSlam, to which Drew should be winning this belt. And as the Scottish psychopath, maniacal as fuck. Instead, we get this stupid fuck baby Drew back against Gunther. Cool, good match. Waste of fucking everyone's time. Drew should be more involved with this. I don't know. Again, it's cool. It's 50-50. The match at Money in the Bank was very, very disappointing in ring. So I think that they might have been waiting to ramp it up in this match. I expect a fucking banger in ring in this match. And again, the drama's there. Balor could win. Seth could win. And Damian Priest is looming. Will Priest cash in on Seth? Will Priest cash in on Balor if Balor wins? I don't know. Seth probably walks away with the belt and we get more Judgment Day beefing. So I'm going to go with Seth. But by the time Saturday comes, there's a very, very good chance that on my spreadsheet, I'm going to have Finn Balor's name written down. Because that is how undecided I am about this whole thing. Because I don't know who's next for Seth. I think about it and I don't know who's next for Seth. Finn wins. Damian cashes in on Finn. I honestly think the likelihood goes Balor, Seth, Priest, Balor for who's walking out with the title. This is the one I'm most torn about on the whole show. I guess I'll go with Seth. Long-winded final answer, Seth.
Yeah, they really painted themselves in a corner with having Damian with the Money in the Bank briefcase and having Finn Balor be like, I want the title as well. Courtney, what are your thoughts on this match?
Well, it's 7 years too late in my opinion, because when Finn got hurt and Rollins cost Finn the Universal title, we should have had a year later. We should have had this feud. We did not. We're waiting 7 years too late. But I say Mr. Drip God over there, Mr. I have no fashion, Seth Rollins wins.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what ridiculous shit that Seth Rollins is going to wear. But yeah, I agree that this whole 7-year thing, I mean, Finn Balor and Seth Rollins been around each other for the past 7 years, and then Finn Balor suddenly remembered, oh yeah, I did have the Universal Championship match, and then Seth laughed in my face when I lost the title and he won the title or whatever like that. This would have been a cool storyline had we had got it within a year or two of Finn Balor returning from that injury. But now that we got it 7 years later, we could have changed it up a little bit, had Finn Balor say like, hey, you think you deserve this title, you don't deserve this title, or something along those lines. But as far as my pick, I think it may go to Finn Balor here, because they're really building up the Judgment Day to kind of be sort of the replacement for the Bloodline, kind of pretty much breaking up at this point. There's definitely going to be a big void as far as the big faction to kind of carry WWE at this point. So in the way that they're building up Judgment Day, of course, them showing up at NXT, all four of them, at certain times and everything, with Dirty Dom, of course, being the North American champion, Rhea being the women's champion, which she doesn't have a title on here. I don't know if she's defending on. Well, no, she's Raw, so I don't know if they're gonna have her defend on Raw after the pay-per-view or anything like that, but it is a shame that we won't have Rhea defending the title, but I'm sure she's going to be wearing something that'll just have everyone just
God damn.
of course. And of course, Buddy Murphy just punching the air and everything like that. He'll tweet out something the next
there's Buddy
day.
Murphy for y'all. There's Buddy Murphy for you.
So yeah, but my pick is gonna go with Finn Balor. Devin saying Uncle Eddie's son is next. But I'm going to go with Finn Balor to win here. Truthfully, I think Seth Rollins is so good character-wise, whatever he does, that he really doesn't need the title in order to get himself put over. But I think Finn Balor definitely needs the title at this point. He just felt like he's been missing something for a while, even though he is the leader of the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day has been definitely doing a lot better with him as the leader. But I think he's just been kind of missing something, this whole time. And I would just really would love to see how he would have been had he had not gotten injured and, stayed as the Universal Champion. So I would love to see what the title reign with Finn Balor is going to be, and to kind of really they can definitely pull the storyline of a possible tension between Damian and Finn Balor. The fact that Damian has the briefcase of who he's going to cash in. They may pull some shit and have him cash in on the NXT championship, and try to go this whole, or who knows who he's going to cash in and kind of have, Judgment Day hold titles of pretty much every single brand in WWE. But Dan, what's your thoughts on this match?
I see Finn winning. I see maybe a Damian Priest cash in, and maybe you see a JD McDonough debut. JD stay maybe helping out Finn, because he was in the weeds with him a couple weeks back. They really just never really cashed in him. He was backstage talking to him. And he is his protege, so you never know if maybe he called him in case something like that happens. Or maybe you have a Damian Priest get just rejected with the briefcase. He pulls a Baron Corbin.
Hope that doesn't happen, because like I said, they really painted themselves in the corner with him having the briefcase and Finn going after the title, and they're both in the same faction that you're trying to build up and kind of take over the void.
What
that
if we
the
see the
Bloodline is in.
meltdown of the Judgment Day? What if we see Damian Priest get kicked out of Judgment Day like Edge did? And then, i.e., there comes Finn's number one student, JD Madonna.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because I really don't want them to break up the Judgment Day, because they really have a good thing going with, especially with Rhea and Dom and everything like that. And of course with Damian, the Archer, winning that briefcase. So yeah, I can see something like that happening. What's up, Get Show? What's good, homies? Thank you so much for tuning in. But yeah, I can see something like that happening. But I'm just hoping that, Damian has a successful cash in. Somehow Finn wins the belt, and the Judgment Day doesn't break up too badly. But you can have, it you can have it work that way to have, Damian end up getting kicked out of the Judgment Day, and then have him kind of be the face. And then so that way when he does go to cash in on Finn Balor, it really wouldn't hurt either one of them or hurt Judgment Day as well. Gitcho says Damian fakes the cash in to get Finn the win. Kind of similar to what he was doing. What pay-per-view was that? Money in the Bank, I think it was, where he stood up with the briefcase and distracted Finn, and that caused Seth Rollins to win. Have a repeat of that, and then have Seth Rollins get distracted or something like that. I don't know. Have Finn win at that point. Kind of be the two of them be cool, because Damian kind of helped Finn win the title at that point. But we'll see.
Do you guys see Damian Priest as a future world champion?
Yes.
Yeah, I
do.
It.
Yeah, I can see it, because it's the secondary belt, quote unquote. It's not the you're the face of the company belt, because Damian definitely is getting his time to shine. But once we had him versus Bad Bunny, they really didn't, and him winning the briefcase, it really he really hasn't been shining since then. With the Judgment Day, it's been really Dominic who's getting a lot of the attention and the momentum going as well. So with Damian kind of have been like kind of put to the side. That's why I think Courtney saying possibly with Damian getting kicked out, you can finally have Damian get his time to shine as a singles wrestler, and not kind of be in the shadow with Dominic and Rhea and Finn, right there. So you can have Damian get kicked out of the Judgment Day and have him going against GD at that point. And then, later on down the line, have him cash in on Finn. He could be the champion during the, the dead months between Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble.
I was only asking JD because we're a part of a draft right now where we're about 28 people in, but 4 different really good wrestling minds. And nobody has taken Damian Priest yet. So I don't know if that tells you everything you need to know about Damian Priest or what, but there's a lot of people who've been taken in that thing. And Damian Priest is not one of them. So I don't know. That was my biggest question.
It's just the momentum isn't there yet,
No, he really his momentum is weirdly up and down. But that's usually what happens with the Money in the Bank. For some reason, they have the Money in the Bank guy lose a lot. It's like that's when like Seth Rollins won the Money in the Bank. He just kept losing all the time.
Yeah. So yeah, we could definitely have him kicked out and give him momentum again, so that when he does cash in, it feels right instead of like a cashing out of nowhere. Because I felt that way about Liv Morgan. She had momentum going, and she kind of did that cash in, and her title reign just kind of started feeling like meh. Because her momentum was up and down before she had that cash in, which I really hope it isn't going to happen with Damian, because I really like Damian Priest. So I'm hoping that they start upping the momentum with him, so that when he does cash in the title, his title reign isn't just like, okay, who is he going to lose the title to? Like, who's the next champion at that point? All right. And then after that, we have for the Intercontinental Championship, we got Drew McIntyre, the face Drew McIntyre. I know Tim wish he was heel. They actually allegedly pitched for him to be heel, and he turned it down for him to be heel. Yeah.
What a mistake he made.
Yes. So we're gonna have Drew McIntyre going against the Ring General Gunther. Dan, we're gonna start with you. What are your thoughts on this match?
I think it's gonna be a great match. I think you're gonna see definitely a clinic, like something like the Sheamus Gunther level. Like it's gonna be very good. I think Gunther's gonna win. He's too close to like we were talking in our chat. He's too close to Honky Tonk Man to even think about him losing this match. It's like one of those things. It's like, do you get him this close and have him lose to that record? Like I think he's like 30 days away or something ridiculous. I think we can. or something like that, or 45, something like that. It's something very close, but I could definitely see them having a great match. I know Drew just came back, so you're trying to build Drew's momentum. I think this match, you kind of booked yourself into a foot here. Just me, this whole pay-per-view feels like Triple H just booked himself into a corner.
Yeah.
Like this whole card.
Yeah.
And then we can blame Triple H for it too.
I'm sure people are going to say that. I'm sure some dirt sheet's going to say Vince was backstage or phoned it in or something like that.
Or
with
Vince
this.
phoned it in, or Vince made these plans like a month ago.
Yeah, exactly. What's going on, Brian? Thank
What
you
up,
so much for
BC?
tuning in. What's up, Bloodline? But yes, Courtney, what's your thoughts on this match?
It's going to be a great match either way because I'm happy to see Drew back from his injury and being sick and all that. But ain't nobody stopping the ring general, so I chose the ring general to win. Sorry, Drew, love you, but you need to turn heel, sugar. I think being a heel would benefit him greatly, especially with that sword he had at WrestleMania. What he could do with that as a heel. Whew.
Yeah. Tim, what's your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, like Dango said, this match is gonna fucking bang. And if my brother Justin was in the chat, he'd say this match is gonna bang, slap, hit, fuck, do it all right? But at the end of the day, there's only one winner. It is Gunther. He is so close to breaking the Honky Tonk Man's record. Who gives a fuck about the Honky Tonks Man's record? Like, Gunther is right there. Modern history. Triple H likes these numbers. Historical history. Gunther's breaking this record. And you know what? I was just thinking as Courtney was talking, I said it earlier, obviously. I want Scottish Psychopath in a bad, bad way. Oh, yeah, there we go. Just read what Devin wrote, and that's exactly what I was going to say. So maybe, just maybe this loss is what's going to actually snap Drew. He's going to be like, fuck this shit. I can't win this. I can't win this. Smiling and fucking counting 1, 2, 3 with you fucking idiots isn't fucking getting the job done. I don't give a fuck anymore. Fuck you guys. I'm out, basically. And he becomes a Scottish Psychopath again. My whole thing was just like, bringing him back as this corny fucking cheese ball after being gone for fucking 3 months and then turning him in. I don't know. That's just a weird way to book it to me. But I'm not booking it. And I want him to be heel. So I hope it goes down that way. Because maybe Drew goes in. You know, we're looking for challengers for Cody. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe Cody comes out for his promo on Raw. Drew comes out, shakes his hand, and then does what Brock does. Just beats his ass. Fuck you. Why do you think that you fucking deserve anything better? I got fucked in front of my home crowd. Solo fucking came out. He fucked me in front of my people. You fucking want to sit here and cry you deserve this? No. Fuck you, Cody. And that's the net. You know what? Devin. Boom, baby. That's what's
Honestly,
going down.
that makes sense. Him and
Cody's
Cody,
next feud is Drew.
Cody and Drew were tag team partners.
Tag team champions.
Yes,
Tag team
yes
champions.
they were.
Mm.
And
I forgot about that.
Old friend, nice to see you. Oh yeah, baby.
And honestly, he could rip him apart. Oh, Drew is a heel too. Think about it. Drew did the same thing Cody did. He went away. He reinvented himself.
I went to Impact. I went back home. I won championships across the pond. I won championships in Impact. Oh my God. I came back here. I was the pandemic champion. And what you think? Oh, dude, the promos are there, baby.
I just got a wild idea. I'll throw it out here real quick. Cody goes back to dark hair Cody, right? With you, right? They win the tag team championships. There you go. You have Drew getting his due as a champion, right? And then Drew turns on Cody, and there you go.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it could
I
happen.
do like the idea of
happen.
Drew just coming out and attacking Cody Rhodes and just saying like, "Why do you get this opportunity?" Because Drew was the pandemic champion. Unfortunately, everybody wanted him to win that title, and then people got so tired of him being champion,
Mhm.
and now you have a lot of fans,
JD, I don't mean
coming
to cut
out.
you off.
Yeah.
JD, you think you're special because you beat Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam? I beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania in front of no people. I
Yep.
eliminated Brock Lesnar from the Royal Rumble. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. Like definitely. Definitely got something there. I mean, we're all kind of in agreement of, Drew kind of turning heel and possibly going up to Cody Rhodes, especially since they have the history together. I mean, it could definitely look like something like
Mom. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Call for your mama.
Boom.
just Walter always goes on and play with his sword is decided. And Brian saying fuck them dirt sheets as well. But yeah, I definitely like that idea.
Brian.
I like the idea of Drew turning heel at, because he gets beaten by Gunther. Maybe you get upset with the fans saying, you guys want to sit there and count, 3, 2, 1 with me, and then turn around and cheer for Cody and everything like that. We could simply have him interfere, possibly in the Cody versus Brock match, depending on where it lands, and then have it happen there, or it can happen at Raw as well. I am a Gunther fan. I'm a Walter fan as well. His intercontinental title reign has just
perfect. Everything down to the last minute details.
yeah, his title reign has been great. So I want him to beat the record. Let's keep it going. Let's just keep it going. I don't know when
So we
the
want
perfect
3
time for him
years
to
of
lose.
Gunther? Is that what
I didn't
I'm
say
hearing?
3 years. I mean, I figure they're gonna have him lose at Mania or the Royal Rumble or something like that, and then possibly go from there, move him on from that point. Maybe with the heavyweight title at that point. But yeah, I definitely see him moving up. Devin says, unfortunately, it won't be Cody. It'll probably be Matt Riddle.
420, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going with Gunther on this one. I think this is going to be a banger match. I hoping that this would be as intense as we saw with the triple threat match that they had with Sheamus and his match against Sheamus as well. So I'm sure we're going to see a lot of red chests and hands slapping meat at chest at that point and everything like that. So from there, let's see, I think we covered them all. And now we are at the main event. And I know Devin is about to speak some sermons in the chat at this point, as we got earlier. Universal Wrestling Podcast says, I just don't know. We'll see what happens though with this. But we got tribal combat. Dun, 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 and go ahead and sing the Mortal Kombat music from that part from that time now. But yeah, we got the tribal chief Roman Reigns going against Jey Uso, the tribal combat for not only the WWE Universal Championship, but the recognition of tribal chief as the elders apparently called for this match, which I'm very interested in. I would love to get more details of it because one of the elders is Roman Reigns' father. So I would love for them to really kind of dig a little bit more into this as to why the elders asked for it. But, I'm sure they probably couldn't get, more into that. Maybe they'll go into that after
I feel like that's
match.
going to be the next chapter. I feel like that has
Yeah.
to be the next chapter. If they're going to keep feeding the cash cow, you got to think once the whole Solo, because remember, Solo got sent by the elders.
Yep.
So whoever the elders, I could see, I don't know. I could see Roman retaining, Ricochet I mean, Rikishi coming out to do presenting Roman with the putting the thing, forcing Rikishi to put the lay on him, and then Solo getting pissed off, and then Solo finally hitting him.
Yes.
Yes, this all has to break down. By the time we get to Mania, we can't really have Roman with the bloodline backing anymore. So that it's just straight up 1v1 against Cody at that point. Um, so Dan, you're going with Roman to retain here?
Yep. I gotta go with my tribal chief.
Yeah. I'm very curious if they're going to have Rikishi and the elders there. I know last time they tried to get someone there, but they weren't well enough to make the travel. So I'm very curious of like it with the the tribal match of how they're going to make this feel different. If they're going to have family members out there or something like that. We'll see. I mean, for SummerSlam 92, when it was Bret Hart versus British Bulldog, they had half the Hart family in the crowd being interviewed and stuff like that leading up to that match. So it'll be very interesting if they try to recreate that and have family members from the bloodline, out in the crowd and stuff like that. And especially if they have Rikishi and the elders there as well. Tim, what are your thoughts on this match?
Well, Roman's going to win for sure. The match itself is going to bang. The theatrics behind it's going to bang. Can't wait for the entrances. The fireworks are going to be awesome. The ending is going to be great. I do too think it's going to be Solo versus Roman at Payback, unless Roman goes away for a little bit here and doesn't come back till Survivor Series, which is entirely possible. But then what does that do with the Usos and where do we go from there? Everything Dango says sound fucking beautiful. Rikishi goes to fucking, you have to put the lay on me, old man. Like, I beat your son's ass. Fucking put it on me. Just sit there, like, behind him, like, you just watch his faces, like, little mannerisms here, little mannerisms there. And then, like, he just finally fucking, like, as Rikishi goes to do it, he just fucking.
I feel like if it's going to happen, if Solo's turn's going to happen, it's going to become obvious like it was with, like, Sammy. Do you remember during the Sammy match against KO and Roman, it was basically the whole match was basically focused on Sammy. It was weird. Yeah. It was a whole match, but it was focused on the guy on the back, on the outside.
Yep. Yeah, and I can see that being very reminiscent of Solo. If you want to continue Roman in the Bloodline breakup, Roman Solo at the pay-per-view or at Payback makes so much sense. Can you pull the trigger that early though? I don't know. I don't know. But where do you go? What else do? You did a tag team match. You did Roman versus Jay. There's $0 in Roman versus Jimmy. Roman versus Solo, there's money there. There's definitely money in Roman versus Solo. And then what? Roman fucking lays waste to Solo. They all go away for a little bit. Where do you go with that though? I don't know.
Unless you weed it out. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, it's at the point where it's getting to the point where you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I have a theory. But Courtney, what's your thoughts on this match?
Okay, I was thinking here. We have Asa and Sika, who are Roman. One of them is Roman's daddy. I don't know which one. They look alike, but
I think it's Afa.
Yeah, it's Afa.
It's Afa. Okay. Alpha and Sika will be with Roman, right? Okay. You're not going to see this coming, guys, by the way. But then we have Mr. Too Cool himself, Rikishi, come down with Jay. You think Solo will be in Jay's corner. He's going to be in Roman's corner. Then you have Paul Heyman with Roman, right? It's not going to be Solo that turns on Roman. How about none other than Mr. Heyman turns on Roman, but Roman retains.
Okay, interesting. We got, of course, here goes Evan. 500% no, 1,000,000% the Tribal Chief will retain for years to come. Hashtag Tribal Chief Day. Hashtag Forever Champ. Hashtag No One Beats My Tribal Chief. Hashtag Tribal Chief reign forever. it is decided by Devin that Roman Reigns will retain the title until WrestleMania 60. Probably,
Oh my
or even
God.
further than that, according to
Won't he be
Devin.
a
75.
80-year-old man?
Listen, he'll be beating grandkids at that point or something like that. So my theory for this, because like I said, WWE wants to milk this storyline for as much as they can. I feel like they're going to try to milk this until at least Royal Rumble. And then they're going to redo what they kind of did last year with suddenly then the focus will be on Roman versus Cody at that point, because this is a moneymaker. People have been tuning in just for this storyline. I feel like the elders could possibly be there. They're the ones that actually called for this match. So they're the ones that actually put out the idea of Roman possibly losing the title of the head of the table. So I feel like they may be neutral for that point. And I have Roman retaining, of course, but I don't have Solo turning just yet. I feel like Solo is going to cost Jay the match, and payback will be Jay versus Solo. Kind of give Roman a bit of time off from that
Brother
point,
versus
and
brother
kind of
again.
and kind of put the emphasis on the brother versus brother. Kind of give Solo a little bit of time to shine, just we kind of like we had previously before, with Roman kind of taking time off and the focus was on the tag team portion of the bloodline. So I think that we'll have payback as Solo going against Jey Uso. Because I think, as we have seen with Roman Reigns, Devin maybe not like this comment, but pretty much every single time Roman has retained, it was due to a family member interfering. So I think with him retaining here, it's going to be Solo that's going to help him retain, and it would be payback as far as between Solo and Jey Uso. If Rikishi's out there, it'll be Rikishi trying to get Solo to join his brother's side, and then that's when we'll get the hint of a possible turn, because then he'll be looking at his dad, like they've been dropping hints this whole time, with him looking at the tribal chief necklace and him kind of looking like he wants to join his brothers. So I think they're going to milk that portion of this storyline of him possibly turning, but he's going to stay by Roman Reigns' side. So I think this is going to be now with the emphasis on Solo going against Jey Uso until they bring back Jimmy at a certain point. Maybe at Payback, then we'll have Jimmy come back, or with Jimmy possibly coming back at SummerSlam at that point too. Brian Cook says WWE has milked the Bloodline saga more than Square milking Final Fantasy VII. Listen, Square is going to milk Final Fantasy VII until the year 3000 at this point. But yeah, I see Roman Reigns retaining here, and I see Jay. I've seen more going towards Jay going against Solo, just like we saw with Sami Zayn, when it was Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns, and they put it towards Sami and KO going against the Usos, and Roman went on to Cody at that point. But I think at a certain point, because the bloodline has been doing so well, that they may do pretty much a Bullet Club situation here of once Roman loses the title, goes off on a much needed vacation, then it probably would be Jey Uso at that point having the new bloodline faction with Solo and Jimmy and possibly other members of the bloodline, or even new members of the bloodline, just like we had with Sammy. Hopefully they kind of realize, like, hey, you don't need to have like direct bloodline members of the bloodline in order to be in the bloodline, because of how over Sami Zayn was with them. You could even bring back Sami Zayn at this point, or even bring in KO into the new bloodline, and just all the chaos and the fun we'll have out of that we have seen with Sami Zayn as well.
Now you're really milking the cow.
Like, listen, it's a moneymaker. Everybody has been talking about the bloodline, and
that's like Sting putting the black and red on. That's like, exactly. All right. Sting,
NWO this
KO
year.
joining. Bloodline is like Sting joining the NWO, which we saw was the most popular rendition of the NWO outside of the original version. So
yeah, I mean, we seen it with New Japan with the Bullet Club. We done had like 16 editions of the Bullet Club, and with WCW with 16 editions of NWO and everything like that. So you can definitely see it here with the Bloodline that they see like this is making a lot of money for us. We get people going over because of the Bloodline. I mean, look at Solo. Look at what happened with Sami Zayn. Even though he was over before the Bloodline, but his popularity was just so good when he was the honorary Uso. So, you got a money maker here to just kind of like keep it going and create a different edition of a faction, possibly with this bloodline, the new bloodline, to go against the Judgment Day or Imperium or something like that. Gitcho said Roman is like Taylor Swift right now, overbooked and talking about people that left him. Yeah, but yeah, I definitely see Roman Reigns, retaining here, and then with Solo's help, and then payback will be Solo versus Jimmy Uso, which I think would be a pretty good, interesting feud, especially Jimmy coming back at a certain point, or this could be Jimmy going against Solo or something like that. And maybe continuing the feud between Jay and Roman Reigns, like we had when we first had the Tribal Chief and Bloodline at that point when they went towards Hell in the Cell and everything like that. So yeah, we can have two feuds at this point. Faction Cast said it started with Jay and ends with Jay, which I definitely love that.
Yeah.
I feel like Jay already got his moment when he ended the streak, the pin streak.
Oh yeah.
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 Definitely.
I think that's bigger than
It just said facts. Yeah, I don't think he's going to win the title or anything.
Not winning world. Yeah, no.
By the way,
Yeah,
if Roman turns his back to Solo, Roman's really dumb because it's at that point where it's like, dude, the chair's coming.
Yeah.
It's like Seth did it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy did it to you. Jay did it to you. It's like, come on, man.
When you
No
gonna
wonder why
learn?
that's why he wants people to acknowledge me. I saw this YouTuber, he did this whole video about Roman's whole career. The reason why he does acknowledge me is because because everyone booed him for so long and everyone's turned his back against him. That's why he's making everyone acknowledge him.
Faction Cast says that's bigger than winning the title. That's a hot take. I mean, he hasn't been beaten. He has been pinned in 3 years. Like, yeah, with the title and everything like that. But the fact that he was the one that took the pin, that's a big thing. Yeah, I don't see Jay winning the title. So I really appreciate the fact that they let him be the one that technically pinned Roman Reigns at that point versus, giving it to possibly Cody or whoever else it may be at Mania 40 at that time. That it was Jay who got the pin there. But like I said, I'm hoping that go ahead and milk it. WWE has milked so much stuff over the years, so I don't mind them milking the Bloodline as long as they make it, give it the attention that they were giving it when it was Roman in charge, and let Jay and Jimmy and Solo get their time to shine.
I agree. And
Yeah.
also be something crazy. Like, I don't know. If you really want to cash grab it, you just have The Rock show up and basically just be like rock bottom Roman at the end of the match. Just be like,
Don't see that happening, to be honest, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't officially retired, and they still have to put him in the Hall of Fame. So I feel like when they decide to put him in the Hall of Fame, he's gonna show up at a certain point. Brian says, meanwhile, Vinnie Mac is like acknowledge these grapefruits while when he's battling the feds.
Yeah, the Rock and Roman, I've said it for years. That's a match that does not need a title. Rock Roman main events a night 2 without a championship on it. There's no need for it. If Rock does come, this is the thing with Rock showing up that's twofold. If Rock shows up and does something with Grayson Waller in the middle of the show, but has no involvement in the tribal combat match, none of it makes any fucking sense.
Honestly, you are correct, because if he shows up and does something with Grayson Waller, yes, that's huge for Waller, but it's at the point where it's just like, really, we couldn't get you back to face Roman, but you would come back for Grayson Waller.
Come back for a TV show segment.
Right.
Versus the biggest storyline in WWE right now.
Right. Like, that's right. As a part of the tribal combat.
Like that stupid egg, like from a few years ago.
Hey, I got a question. So do you see these guys dressing up in traditional their traditional like tribal colors, or do we get like Mortal Kombat gear and stuff like that?
No, I think it's traditional, especially for the entrances. I think they're definitely gonna show off their culture and everything like that. That's why I think we'll probably see hopefully the elders at that point and other family members and stuff like that. That's why I'm very curious of how they're gonna make this feel special with them calling it the tribal match.
Especially because this match probably will be on by the time AEW is over.
Correct.
So Tim will be watching this 100%.
Jay will come out in all white. I believe Roman will have his reds on. And
he's red and all black.
Yeah, red and black. Yep. And yeah, I think that's the way they're gonna look. Jay might have some face paint on. I don't know. Roman will not. And I think that's just kind of we're gonna get some clear aesthetics. And yes, Dango, you're right. My attention will be on Collision until 9 o'clock. Once 9 o'clock hits, I think Roman's entrance or Jay's entrance is gonna hit, and then we're gonna get going. Because quite frankly, fuck the rest of the show. I'm just kidding. It'll be a fun show from start to finish. And the biggest reason to watch this show is to go to the watch along right here on this very network, because we do it the biggest and we do it the best for everyone.
Getcha says, my opinion respectfully, Roman strikes an elder like Rikishi or Alpha the way The Rock comes out just to defend the family. It's possible. It's possible we can get it. It's just going to be very interesting if they do introduce The Rock, because The Rock is going to want to main event WrestleMania. Like, if you're going to have The Rock against Roman, it's going to be a lot of pressure to main event that. And then, and if that does happen, then what happens with Cody? Because you got to finish the story, So it's just going to be a little bit very interesting if they do introduce The Rock at that point of unless The Rock is kind of like on kind of like there on Jay's side or something like that. Who knows? But you
Sorry, Cody. Sorry, Cody. You got to go 41.
Add another chapter to the story.
Or like Gunther wins the belt before it. Cody wins the Rumble and beats Gunther at Mania. That's brutal. No, because again, as I said earlier, that's a secondary belt. Cody's story is only told. We've all said it.
No, he's already said it. He said it in one of the WWE press juncture. He's like, the story does not continue. The story does not finish with the World Heavyweight title.
Yeah, and I think he said something like that on the documentary too. After he lost, he said that the story isn't finished. Devin says, do we get any surprises for SummerSlam? What do you guys think?
Maybe. Not
I think
really
about
sure.
Maybe one or two.
It would be Bray. For me, it would be Bray Wyatt or Randy Orton. If Bray Wyatt makes sense against Cody after Cody's celebrating, lights go out, Bray shows up, and you get that buffer feud maybe before Cody goes to Drew.
Keep creepy man away from me.
But yeah, other than that, Randy Orton. But what would Randy Orton return and do? Help Cody beat Brock, attack Cody after the match. Those are really the only two for me, because I can't think of anyone else who's out. Anyone else has been there and not used, and I'm thinking The Rock. I mean, is that a return? I mean, I guess. I don't think he's coming back though. Bray Wyatt's the only one I think. Maybe.
Bray Wyatt.
So
maybe.
do we get the Bray Wyatt persona again, or do we get like a Husky Harris again?
I think it's
try to Bray Wyatt it.
I think it's gonna be a Bray Wyatt
Creepy dude.
it's gonna be like a fiend or something. It's gonna be something creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getcha says, "Damn you all mentioning Pacific Islands and no Pacific Islander representative." He says D12 comes out in the Battle Royal. I think it would be interesting if Randy Orton comes back and I mean he would have to come back as a face at that point. But I can see Randy Orton come back. I mean, people has been waiting for Randy Orton to come back for a while at this point. So it'll be interesting if he comes back to maybe help Cody. But do you really want Randy Orton to come back from injury and then get involved with a feud with Brock Lesnar at that point if he's helping out Cody? At
Not
that point,
really.
yeah. But I don't. If we do get a returning Randy Orton of who he would be going against, I don't know about Gunther.
Unless you see like a Riddle come out to try to help Drew, and then you
Yeah.
finally get the RKO to Riddle that we all been waiting for.
Yeah, that would
At
be
that
fucking
point.
great. Or you could do Riddle or Orton could turn heel, showing up on Raw the next night, I guess, on Sami Zayn or something, setting up Orton because KO fucking thinks Riddle's the biggest idiot in the world. So KO and Sami against Rated RK Bro, or Randy Orton shows up. You think he's gonna help Cody beat Brock because they very briefly had that handshake. They wrestled the 6-man together before Orton went away, and instead, handshake RKO out of nowhere. Brock beats Cody, and then that doesn't hurt Cody because Orton cost him the match. We move into an Orton and Cody feud, and that's his next feud. Do I think that's going to happen? Hell no. Could it happen? Maybe. I don't know.
But that would be very interesting.
I'm even hearing that Randy's not even medically clear.
He is not. And they also reported. They also said Fightful reported that he's ignoring all medical opinions and wants to get back in the ring, which my guy Boozer came out and said, "Ain't no one letting him wrestle if he's not clear. WWE's not that stupid.
No.
They wouldn't let Daniel Bryant do it for years. They wouldn't let Paige do it for years, and Paige was not cleared when she left.
Hey, I think there's a place he can go.
They'll let you wrestle.
He don't want to go there. He might go to Japan or somewhere.
I don't know about that.
Getcha said, "Is it me or does it seem like a small card?" No, it's 8 matches. It seems like a small card compared to AEW that has normally 20 matches on their card. But it's 8 matches.
More
so
time. More
not
time.
too
Give
bad.
them like 25-minute matches.
Yeah.
This show should have been at least 10. You could have probably stretched to 11. No, at least 11. And that's with Rhea and Raquel, Becky and Trish, and Santos in Theory. This show should have at least been 11 at bare minimum. It is too small. It's way too small. It's really not acceptable. The Trish and Becky not being on the card, and Santos in Theory not being on the card, and Rhea, who is arguably your biggest women's star, period, right now, not being on the card. And keep in mind, your tag team champions aren't on the card because half of them are injured, meaning Priest and Dom aren't on the card. It's insane. They should have figured out more time management, better time management. I ain't watched the show yet, so I shouldn't be sitting here and saying that shit. But at the end of the day, you got to think this is going to go 4 hours. You got 8 matches, and you left 4 really
about 3.
Really,
you could say like 8 p.m. Eastern to like 11.
Yeah.
This is going 3.5 hours minimum. It's going 3.5 hours.
Oh yeah, I know. 11:30
hours.
11,
if it's not going 4,
time.
it's not going anything under 3.5. I guarantee that. The main event's getting 45 minutes, period.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Triple H love the times.
I just think it's trash that they're not putting Santos should get his big moment on this show. And Becky and Trish, I'll beat that fucking into the ground. It is blasphemy that match is not fucking on this show. Flat out blasphemy. And you're going to do Rhea and Raquel for the first time on a Raw or something? Get the fuck out of here.
Unless they add Rhea Raquel, like I think someone I forgot who said it in our chat, said in case Raquel, unless they do a storyline where Adam Pearce clears Raquel the day of it, and then they announce the match.
We'll see. But this is where the pre-show kind of works. That's kind of when the pre-show works. When you throw the Battle Royale on the pre-show, and that will open up, these matches to kind of hop on there. And then on top of that, Triple H loves to give matches a lot of time. This main event is going to go for a long time. Gunther versus Drew is going to go for a while. And, unfortunately, it leads to kind of a little bit of fatigue. It's like some of these matches could be, that are given 20 minutes could actually be finished in 15 minutes. But real quick, for you to say something, Dan, shout out to Jocko. Thank you so much for tuning in.
What's up, Jock?
Thank you so much.
Jocko.
What were you about to say?
I got a question for the panel for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
How long before in the Triple H press conference after the SummerSlam, where he's going to have one, does someone bring up the federal question for Vince? And before the feds? Because
didn't he turn him in?
No one turned him in.
No, they just did the investigation because of the WWE investigation. Yeah. So that's
how long before he brings that in?
I read something earlier that Triple H turned Vince in, so that's why I asked that.
Nah.
It's like the night after night 2 of WrestleMania, Triple H's press conference. He goes like this. When someone brought up to see how long, he's like, okay, let's just get this out of the way. Someone asked the question. Do you have anything to comment about the UFC reports of the UFC merging with WWE? No comment. Next. He knew it was coming.
Yeah. Jocko says that The Rock returned to SummerSlam 2023. So he thinks The Rock will be returning. Getcha said 10 facts when he's sitting there spitting about what's going on. I'm happy my friend The Rock returned to SummerSlam 2023, says again. What was your question to the panel? Because you said about the question.
Yeah, do you think someone asked him?
I think someone will try to ask them.
And then
I don't know if they screen the questions before they ask or anything like that, but Triple H is very laxed when it comes to
he really is. He was the reason why they brought those back. I mean, I like them, honestly.
Yeah.
I think they're one of the big things that I think really was a great thing that he brought back last year.
Yeah, I like them too. It really, especially when you bring out the wrestlers and stuff like that. They kind of a little bit out of character with the press conferences and everything. So yeah, I really do appreciate it. But I think somebody's going to try to ask or at least get around it, or he'll just come out and say something himself.
Yep.
Who knows? Right. So that is our predictions for SummerSlam. Dan, any final thoughts for SummerSlam?
I think it should be a fantastic card. I will be watching one on my laptop, one on my phone. I'll be watching Collision on my phone. Just to keep it, just to be like, okay. Having them both, that's why you got double screen. It's okay.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely got to have, as Tim said, 3 screens up, one for Collision, one for SummerSlam, and one for the watch along with the Bloodline. So be sure to tune in. Whether you are, excited about WWE or not excited about WWE, whether you're an AEW fan or a WWE fan, we always have a great time when it comes to the watch alongs. Even if a match isn't that good, we make it 20 times more funnier, especially with Devin reacting to things. Be sure to check out Devin's reaction, especially during the tribal match.
Oh my God.
Yes. Be sure to check it out. And a lot of times like I said, we tend to go off tangent. Sometimes we'll bring up something random, or someone in the chat will bring up something random, and we'll start talking about that as well too. Courtney, any final thoughts with this SummerSlam?
I hope everybody enjoys SummerSlam. Make sure you come back and tune in with us, the Bloodline. Make sure you check out everybody's content. Make sure you check out Wrestlebread, Bump Boys, and the Tim King Show.
Nice. Thank you.
Thanks
And
for the
You're
plug.
welcome.
yeah. Tim, any final words about SummerSlam?
No, it should be a hell of a show. Match quality should be great. Seth and Finn should be awesome. Women's triple threat should be a fucking banger. Logan Paul and Ricochet should be a lot of fun. Gunther and Drew are going to slap meat all over the place. Tribal combat should be great. And even the MMA should be fun. So as much as I bitched, I only bitched because they could have fucking done better without me seeing it already. All right. And that's only because I'm complaining because 2 of the top 5, top 5 women wrestlers of all time aren't on the fucking show when they fucking built a feud around them. I digress.
I heard Trish is actually hurt. She's actually got a face injury. That's an actual truth. She's trying to get that at least fully healed to be ready to go. That's why they did the quick one.
Stop it. She wouldn't have put that on Instagram today if it was true. Becky is not wanting to be on SummerSlam. Stop. Don't you buy your dirt sheet bullshit. Those two, Trish would wrestle this match. Come on, Bakley, back me up. Where are you? Trish would wrestle this match with a broken fucking leg if it meant anything, all right?
Who's Bakley?
Yeah, Trish would wrestle this match with a broken leg, all right? These 2 women want to be on this show. But again, I fucking spit on this way too much already. The 8 matches on the show should be a lot of fun. We'll get Slim Jim, LA Knight, out of it. And best of all, come kick it with the Bloodline Saturday night live right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network.
Ryan says, Devin, save your oh my god reactions for when the Bears win the Super Bowl. Plus love watching wrestling on Saturdays. Yes, I love the fact that this is on Saturday, so you kind of get a bit of recover and not on a Sunday with Tony Khan running all the way until midnight. And Devin, of course, saying all WWE SummerSlam for me. I'll catch AEW next week. Well, of course you are. Love your WWE and like he says that AEW is passable, as he sometimes say. So before I start plugging away on things and letting my guests plug their stuff, we got one more thing to show you as well.
Tired of bored, uninspiring merch? Well, you need to go to bloodlinenetwork.com/merch.
We got merch for everyone. Men, women, kids in the home.
We got tanks, V-necks, t-shirts, coffee cups.
And we can't forget about beach towels. That's right. Get your ass off that hot ass sand and get your Bloodline Entertainment Network beach towels.
Bloodlinenetwork.com/merch.
For your pleasure.
That's right. Get your sexy ass t-shirts on bloodline.com/merch. If you love red like yours truly.
Honestly, the red is actually kind of really nice.
Streets just picked up a red tank today. Yeah, it looked real good.
That's right. And like Devin and Tim said, we got shirts for women, men, and the babies. We got tank tops for those who like to show the guns in the sun. We got V-necks for those who like it a little spicy. So be sure to check out bloodlinenetwork.com/merch. And we have, like Devin said, we got beach towels. Get your ass off that hot ass sand because it is hot this year over down in on the shore. So you can, wear the merch and be acknowledged. You never know who's going to see your shirt. Know that's the Bloodline and acknowledge. As Devin says, stay away from those dirt sheets. But yes, be sure to go to bloodlinenetwork.com/merch. And while we're on the subject, go to bloodlinenetwork.com as well. A lot of great articles out there, a lot of great podcasters, as we have the ones in the chat. So that is it for the Bloodline Entertainment Network. So let's get to the plugging. Dirty Dan, where can they find you?
You can find me at Swagger Nation 92, or you can find me at the Bump Boys. I'm trying to defend my title against these slumps who never show up, so it's gonna be fun. So catch me and catch my shorts on the Bloodline Network. I'm gonna have some more shorts hopefully tomorrow.
All right, cool. Courtney, where can they find you?
Okay, I'm on the, oh God, this sounds so weird. The X app, which is AKA the Bird app, okay, forever be the Bird app, at Miss Courtney 28, or you can find me on my Instagram, Courtney Holland 35. Don't be creepy, cause you don't want that side of me. And you can find me on the Bloodline too. So.
Thank you. All right, Tim the Banger, where can they find you at?
Yo, JD, first of all, great job hosting tonight. You have been wonderful as always. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. You can find me right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network, right here on our YouTube, on Twitter, and bloodlinenetwork.com.
Yes. Be sure to check out the website. Many amazing articles. Like I said, if you don't know what the Bloodline Entertainment Network is a group of amazing writers and podcasters who are passionate about what they talk about. So if you're a fan of sports entertainment, fantasy baseball, fantasy football, gaming, movies, anime, whatever, instead of going to all these different websites and slowing up your computer, you can go to one website, that is bloodlinenetwork.com. And if you are on the YouTube channel, be sure to like and subscribe, punch that notification bell so that you can get the notifications whenever we are on. We have something coming out for you almost every day at this point. At least 2 to 3 shows daily. So, whatever flavor you like. If you are a fan of AEW, WWE, New Japan, UFC, fantasy sports, movies, whatever, we have it all for you. So be sure to go to bloodlinenetwork.com, check out the podcast and the articles from there. Check out what we have on the YouTube and the Twitch, and you can see which podcast speaks to you, what vibe you like, and follow whoever there. But you can find me on Twitter at JDC137. You can find the podcast at Wrestlebread as well. You can click the links in the bios for the social medias. I am live every Thursday, LIV live. Yeah. Thursdays, 9 p.m. EST for the Wrestlebread podcast. You can also, if you are a gaming fan, you can find me Late Night Gaming with JD on the Twitch channel. That is on Mondays at 11:15 p.m. EST. So after you watch Raw, when Raw goes off, hop on over to the Twitch. You can check me out. I am playing Last of Us finally. Pretty much first playthrough. We're almost at the point where I don't remember what happens at that point. So be sure to check it out. Watch me play Last of Us for the first time, and whatever that happens in the story, you can watch my reaction to it. And then on Tuesdays at 10:30 p.m. EST, so after you watch NXT, if you watch NXT, 30 minutes later, hop on over to the Twitch channel, and it's Star Wars Tuesday. I'm currently playing Star Wars Survivor. And even if you're not a gaming fan, hey, hop on in. I'm normally talking about whatever, we'll talk video games, wrestling, nostalgia stuff, whatever. So be sure to come in, have a good time. And as we have all said, be sure to come back during SummerSlam, about to say WrestleMania. During SummerSlam, we will have the watch along with the Bloodline. So hop on in, tune in. Wrestling is always fun when you're watching it with someone. So be sure to tune in, check out our reactions to everything, our thoughts and everything as we go from there. Especially, like I said, check out Devin's reaction whenever the Tribal Chief comes out. It's a whole experience. But yes, like I said, go to bloodlinenetwork.com for all your information. Be sure to get the merch and everything like that. Like and subscribe. And shout out to the hottest chats. Okay, thank everyone for coming in, from my early people to now people who are tuning in for the first time. I hope I see you guys back next week. And Until next time, guys, peace.
You're listening to the Wrestlebread podcast.
With one